It's okay. Off your mic. It's okay. Off your mic.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk through to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go sama us, call them hate speech. But fear not, my ego don't come. Ingo torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we loud, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My ego diary politico, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. This one not the off in mind, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. Can in the touchlight every corner, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Nah. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. Still them talk say make we off mind. But thank God say my ego don't come. So my people make you loud, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My ego diary politico, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. This one not they off in mind, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that my yegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say my yegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Woman picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we not talk. But thank God say my yegun don't come. So my people make you loud, oh yo yo. My yegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make you shout, oh yo yo. My yegun don't come, oh yo yo. Mayegun la wa mo la mo dododo. Mayegun diary, Mayegun number 1. Mayegun la wa mo la mo dododo. Mayegun diary, Mayegun number 1. Mayegun ti dé o, ọ̀rẹ́ ará ìlú. Mayegun diary, Mayegun number 1. Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube. Mayegun diary, Mayegun number 1. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí. Mayegun diary, Mayegun number 1. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun diary, Mayegun number 1. Bó bá ṣe eré, àní Mayegun máa wí. Mayegun diary, Mayegun number 1. Ó sì tún ṣe eré, wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun diary, Mayegun number 1. Mayegun diary, diary politico. Mayegun diary, Mayegun number 1. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun. Mayegun diary, Mayegun number 1. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o. Mayegun diary, Mayegun number 1. Àní Mayegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun diary, Mayegun number 1. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́. Mayegun máa wí. àní ẹ̀sùnra jù. Ijó ìgbádìyẹ, àní ẹ̀sùnra jù. Bí pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o, àní ẹ̀sùnra jù. Bí gómìnà kówó jẹ, àní ẹ̀sùnra jù. Ọlọ́pàá tí ń darí bá, àní ẹ̀sùnra jù.
Òfin tí ń rúfin o, Máyégún máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í, Máyégún ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì í, Máyégún ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í, Máyégún ti dé. Hello there. Good morning to you. Good afternoon to you. Good evening to you from wherever you are joining us. This is Máyégún live. Brethren in the temple of truth. Dear Templars, I believe you have read the caption of the broadcast, the description of the broadcasts. Now, like the broadcast, share it, to invite your friends, your not so friendly friends, your frenemies, the enemies that pretend to be your friend. Those are the people called the frenemies. Tell them that Máyégún today, Máyégún is live with another interesting episode. And if you have done that already, thank you. Now sit back, okay? Relax while I unpack the the package for tonight. It is also loaded and it is political. On Máyégún's diary, political. It's politics. So tonight we are taking a dive into the exchanges between all the political camps in the contraption called Nigeria. The first person to stir the hornet nest is Peter Obi. And since yesterday, in a short, kind of like a short, interview, it seemed that he has riled the SPV boys again. The Athiefku's online alimajiris. But before we get fully into it, let me give you a bit of, proviso, right? And that is, in Nigeria today, the most prominent and the most active political base as an opposition is the base of the obedient. Give it to them. You may not like them. Of course, they are the true and the realest disruptors. From 4 people tweeting in a room to a national threat to the national criminals in that contraption. And there are those who don't like them because they don't like them for one thing. Why was Peter Obi the beneficiary of the anger of this majority of Nigerians who have formed the real opposition? Because in Nigeria, except during elections, politicians are friends. And I'm talking about not just like they are friends, okay? They are in the same camp. Usually after elections, politicians from the opposition party will begin to join the main party, the ruling one, to share the spoil of war, which is the spoil of election, rather. However, we know they give shishi, we know they collect shishi camp. The camp of the tired, angry, frustrated, disappointed, dejected, traumatized, brutalized, bullied, abused Nigerians who camped in a camp called the obedient camp. In their last election, they were declared third, even though majority of them believe that Peter Obi actually won the election. However, they have remained very, very consistent. They have remained very, very active. And they have remained with Peter Obi. While those who are also Nigerians, but they are SPV boys, these are young men who have somehow, right, submitted their life ambitions, their life purposes to the cash and carry of PDP and Athiefku and their gang. So they are like the first sworn enemies of this obedience. The Ronukus, on the other hand, they are not many, but they are very loud. Their last election showed that as much as they are so loud, they are very few. They do not even have the number to make anybody press idiot without their, their compromised INEC. Again, using facts now, all right? Not just emotions, okay? Indeed, before the 2023 charade called elections, the main opposition to APC in Nigeria, they are Nigerians. I'm talking about the victims of bad governance in Nigeria. Starting from the 2020 EndSARS protest, the rage and the anger, especially when they were told, if they were not comfortable with the way APC was running Nigeria, they should go and form political party and contest election. Now, they took it personal. So, Peter Obi inherited that, give it to him. And normally, after election, like I said, everybody just go back to their lives. They just kind of like face their lives and until the next one. There is no real, there's no real visible opposition per se. And that is why, if you want to be honest to yourself, you watching me right now, you will know that these obedient guys, they remain the existential threats to everything APC or PDP represents, especially APC. Sometimes you'll be wondering that, in 1999, it was Obasanjo Olufalaye, right? Nobody remembers who was the third, who came third in 1999. I don't remember the person. In 2003, it was Obasanjo and Bukwari. I don't remember who came third. Do you? In 2007, it was Yaradua versus Bukwari. Okay, I remember who came third. It was Athiefku. Then in 2011, it was Jonathan and Bukwari. I kind of remember who came third. It was Ribadumb, right? Then in 2015, it was Bukwari, Jonathan. I can't remember who came third. In 2019, it was Athiefku and Bukwari. I don't remember who came third. Oh, you see this 2023, it will go down like in history as the most controversial election that, kept Nigerians more divided. And every day, the camps of, for example, the camps of thiefnubu, it's like, if you want to trigger them, okay, or put it this way, they do not actually really exist without pointing out Peter Obi this, the obedient that. So this obedience remains the existential political threat to the point that the APC are so worried of this Obi that they are afraid that his utterances, whenever he criticizes them, right, they are afraid that his utterances could trigger his base, and that could lead to the breakdown of law and order in Nigeria. They are not as worried of Obi as they are. So they are not as worried of about Athiefku as they are of Obi. I'm trying to kind of be real here now. All right, this is their politics in that place. Enough that some people feels like if Peter Obi is touched by thiefnubu and his gang, that it may actually trigger something. Again, people believe that. So, while others believe that, in fact, it was the division between the PDP, which is Obi, Athiefku, that gave credence to the thiefnubu's rigging and emergence. And the Athiefku's boys, the SPV boys, they are never going to forgive Peter Obi and the obedient. If you are a very active person online, you will understand all of this I'm telling you right now, okay? From the impression that Peter Obi, right, or the obedient, to precise, the obedient, right, they were just 4 people tweeting in a room. They are irrelevant to what later played out in 2023. That then put Peter Obi and his obedient, right, in a very good stead, that whoever caught them believes that he is cutting the big fish politically. Now that they are talking about coalition for 2027, there is this belief, not just from the, in fact, this belief of coalition is not even coming from Peter Obi or his obedient. This coalition idea is coming from the same SPV boys, special purpose vehicle. That's what is called SPV. The Athiefku's boys, the articulators, the articulated mugus, the articulated morons, young boys that have mortgaged their own future for political peanut, for political crumbs, like those who are also running after the roads in APC. These guys were all over the social media pre-2023, telling everybody who cared to listen of how Athiefku had 11 million votes in the bag. How Athiefku, right, was, how Athiefku brought Peter Obi to political limelight. Then after the 2023 charade, they somehow simmered. However, they loathe disobedience so much. So the taunting of one another, the taunting of each other online never ceased. So then they started the conversation about coalition. Opposition should come together. We should come together so that we can remove thiefnubu. Now the problem is that the serial contester, Athiefku, still want to contest again, right? Again, like I said, the articulators, the articulated mugus, the articulated frosters, right? They didn't care that a Fulani man from northern Nigeria was completing 8 years. All they cared about was power. That for them to return to power, it must be another Fulani man from northern Nigeria, and that must be Athiefku. All right. So the desperate Athiefku, it was the desperation of Athiefku that brought Nigeria to this state. So don't forget that. In 2014, right, having felt like, who the hell was Jonathan? It's somebody from Niger Delta, from Bayelsa. That Providence pushed him to become president. Right? Now he is the leader of PDP, where I am, you know. So that was what led to the machination of destroying PDP that gave them whatever, clout, political clout they all have, right? And I think they promised him that it was thiefnubu and co, right? That if he joined them to chase Jonathan away, all right, there will be a chance for him to be the next president. So he was not, he was not concerned in destroying that same PDP. Then, no, only for him to get played. Now, he couldn't wait for Jonathan's to complete his own second term then, right? Because he felt like the power must return back to the north. Unfortunately for him, unfortunately for the schemers, it was Bukwari they chose. So that was how he missed out. Since then, he has become a serial contester. He just want to be president. It's just all about returning to power. It's about the power. I have to get that power. Like we can give me power, give me power, give me power. It's never about Nigeria. No matter how much no matter how much they act or pretend, it is never about Nigeria. I mean, you can pretend to some extent and pretend that, oh, it's about the people and the rest of that. But when you look at the desperation of Athiefku, that brought Nigeria to this state, that gave Nigeria to APC, to what all of you are suffering today, right? His desperation is still pretty much like like somebody on steroid. So most of these SPV boys, the articulators, they are Southerners. To them, they want to be special advisor to the president. They will prefer to become PA, SA on social media. They are okay with that. However, the only stumbling block is this Obi. So they said that in 2022, was it? Yeah, 2022. When it was a chance for them to actually really work something called the coalition of opposition, Athiefku's interest came to play again. Where the guy that looted River State to fund PDP in the absence of Athiefku also got played. In fact, before Wike got played, this Peter Obi, the man that is talking about economy, talking about all these nice ideas, they said he had no money. He had no money to actually win any primary election against Athiefku, because having no money in this regard simply means you must have enough money to bribe delegates who are the ones empowered to choose who will be the candidate of a party. So eventually they chased him out. So the SPV boys went all around to denigrate him, right? To kind of like mock him, laugh him, and the rest. So when after 2023, right, and they realized that, man, it could have been a different ball game. So they started the talk of coalition again. We need to come together. But for the SPV boys, Athiefku must be the candidate, because according to them, for power to return to them in PDP, forgetting about Wike is still there. For power to return to us, it's all about power. The 2027 charade must be led by Athiefku. And I think when, this was yesterday, when Peter Obi himself was accosted after a meeting that he had with his obedient guys, he was asked that, listen, we have been hearing about coalition of people coming together to remove thiefnubu. Coalition. And the guy was like, listen, I am not interested in any coalition that is all about grabbing power. If the idea behind coming together of opposition is just to grab power for people who have lost out of the power sharing and all of that, then I am not interested. I'm not part of that. Now, this is a very simple statement, in my own opinion. But if you have seen the reactions of the Athiefku's boys instead, or more, you will think Peter Obi actually shot Athiefku on the street of Oka with a live bullet. They have been taking different rhetorics since then, in which, like I said, if you are not online, if you are not very active online, especially on Twitter, X, what I'm saying to you right now may just kind of be sounding like, okay, what are you trying to say? So they have resorted back to the status quo. Stuff like, Athiefku should just forget about this guy. He's so full of himself. We should just go and talk to other opposition party that are ready to form coalition. What nonsense! Did he think that he himself can go it alone? I was like, it's a very simple one. Is your coalition about taking power, like they did in 2015, which was about just grabbing power? It was never about Nigeria. It was about these individuals, right? Except for those who lost out, right? Nigeria's economy was doing not bad. Nigeria wasn't like great. It wasn't this horrible. Now, with what APC has done in the last 9 years, right? But they all came together. They make you realize that the insecurity, right? The economy, they were kind of like a push all kind of agenda, and it was all just to grab power. Now they grabbed the power only to make mess of the entire country. More people get slaughtered, more people kidnapped. Terrorism became an industry. The same terrorism that triggered a lot of you, that you would, if you were allowed to actually like lay your hands on the Egberejolantan that time, you would have torn him into pieces, into shred, because you felt like the way Nigeria was going, Nigeria will soon become like almost Somalia. Now you are worse than Somalia. APC destroyed Nigeria, destroyed Nigeria economy, destroyed Nigerian industries and what have you. And now the energy that you had in 2014, 2015 of your one Nigeria, the energy is now dead. So if people are now like, they've been out of power for 9 years, you get? Now it's all about we need power. We have to take power from thiefnubu, which is practically what is going on. When you listen to apart from all of them agree, kind of speaking like Nigeria is worse now, the situation, ask them what they intend to do different. Ask them what they intend to do differently. That is where you are going to realize that there is no substance. There is nothing other than they just wanted the power. Some will tell you that, for example, Buhari was so nepotistic that he only filled the old government with Fulanis. Today, others will tell you that look at thiefnubu, he's been filling the old government with his own people, Yorubas. And then they will talk about, the Nigeria. Give us what you have in stock. What you think you're going to do differently? The human rights abuses, the killings, the terrorism. Define what you are going to do differently. They can't, per se. If you pay attention, it is all about how to grab the power, how to return to that power. And some of them who have been collecting gig, they call it gig in Nigeria, political gigs, we need to recruit people. For example, if you want to be an Athiefku supporter, right? We can recruit you so that you'll be collecting gigs. They'll be giving you some money every month to buy data and be pushing agendas on social media. If Peter Obi is not going to come and do coalition, it is better for thiefnubu to continue. Of course, it's not like you can do anything about that. Right? So, Obi himself, now, is not like too kind of like a, different per se when it comes to, but he's been clear enough. According to him, if the opposition, right, if they are not ready, like in your terms of coalition, number one, you must start talking about, like enforcing God's self. You must start talking about the possibility of a new constitution, the solution of a INEC, where, putting together a new electoral reform, all these things, and then demanding that any form of rigging whatsoever will be rejected, and such election will never be accepted. When you want to have a coalition of opposition, you must kind of lay out your terms. Your terms in the sense that you must be ready to go on coalition course with the people in power. Or if it is all about let's come together, let's go and all of that stuff, it is just pure waste of time. And according to the guy, Obi himself, he is not desperate to want to be president, even though like he wants to be president. Now we have heard that indeed he is actually going to contest in 2027. And to the articulators Obi contesting separately in 2027 is just a sort of like a clearance for thiefnubu to continue. And with that, they will not forgive you, the obedient. And the obedient themselves, they're like, yeah, fine. If Obi doesn't become president, let thiefnubu continue as well. If you, the articulators, believes that it is only Athiefku, right, that can defeat thiefnubu with the help of the obedient, whereby those who have been out of power, probably almost out of money, they needed back on so that they can continue wherever the APC stops. You see, now this is the contention between all these camps. It's interesting to kind of see, right? But let's start with this. What Obi said that triggers them.
What is important is let's discuss Nigeria. Whether we are going to do coalition or not, let's talk about the future of the country. Because often we abandon the country and what we need to do, talking about power grab. I'm not interested in any coalition that is for purpose of taking power. It is about discussing Nigeria. How do we care about securing Nigeria? How do we care about the common person in Nigeria? How do we care about our children being in school? That is the most important thing for now. That's what we need to remove. Because what you are doing is that you're encouraging stealing of public money, because if I steal it and use it to win an election, then I get all the powers and everything, including immunity, not to be prosecuted. So we must stop it. That is what's driving this.
So you get that? So I mean, it didn't see anything bad. Honestly, it did not see anything really like, oh, did he say something bad? Right? He is the one who has met with some of these guys. He's met with Bwala Muhammad. He has met with Athiefku. He has met with some of these guys who are supposed to be the arrowhead of opposition, Abi. So if he is not convinced that these guys have any interest of Nigeria at heart, so you that is just their vuvuzela, especially those of you that they have to give money to go and push agenda on social media. I mean, I can give it to this obedient because it's fact that they are not hanging around to be given money so that they can be shouting Obi, 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 Obi. You all know that. You may not like them, all right, which is fine. You may not like them. But 100% of those who are behind Peter Obi, they are not hanging about, okay, waiting for money to be shared to them so that they can go and push agenda on social media. But with that same thing cannot be said of you, the PDP lackeys. Majority of you will not even like a push Athiefku if you are not given money. Majority of you. So your disappointment, your anger is because after being given money to push agenda on social media, you are waiting to be appointed as SAs, PAs, and what have you. And then you are projecting on this obedient as well. You are projecting your misery, your miserable existence on them. Right? You are more or less like thinking that they are also doing this, their better Nigeria, one Nigeria for their selfishness when they are not. They may, in my own opinion, or they might be a little bit gullible when it comes to the political arrangement of that contraption. Them believing in this one Nigeria to somebody like myself is coming from the place of total ignorance, which is excusable. It can be forgiven, right? Some of us were once there, believing that if we do this, if we do that, maybe Nigeria will be better. Now we know better. But there are those who still believe that they can make Nigeria better, especially the obedient. But we know majority of you in this, your APC, PDP, you crumb eaters, crumb chasers, ass lickers, orators, voluntary slaves, ambush slaves. Some of you are actually doing it because of what you are going to get. Personally, political, the number one employer of labor in Nigeria right now is politics, where everybody is trying to become PA to the councillors, to the chairman, to PA to an SA, and all of that stuff. While these obedient themselves believes that they are like fighting for a better Nigeria. That if Nigeria is better, it is to everyone's benefit, right? So stop projecting on them. You don't have to like them, all right? Even though, I mean, I like them. The reason why I like the obedient is because they are so innocent. Seriously, politically, they are so innocent, and they are so naive as well. You see, that naivety and innocence combined is the reason why they strongly believe that if they fight, Nigeria will be better. Nigeria can never be better. But the reason why I like them is because when they felt the first disappointment, they were waiting on Obi to tell them what to do. But this time around, right, they seem to have matured enough that if they get rigged again, Obi may not be able to control them. And me, now anything will go scatter everything. Me and the support. That's why I like them. They have been the only base that has remained very consistent. Okay? They are very consistent. They strongly believe in this, and I like it. It is enough to cause katakata once they realized that the system is rigged against them. Sure, you get. So people like us is to encourage them to keep it up. Keep it up. So that's when they tell you that we are going to court again, now Obi go first collect. Abi? Well, you can say the same thing of this APC. Majority of you are a bunch of Olori Burukus, never do wells. Most of the reason why you are supporting those who are destroying Nigeria and those who destroyed Nigeria before now is because you are waiting for your turn. You know, somehow, if you become your turn tomorrow, they feel appoint you, right? As a social media essay, social media PA. And it is never about Nigeria. It's never about anything good. It's about yourselves. And we know that. That is why they have to mobilize you. They have to give you money. They have to pay some of you peanuts to cause tribal this, ethnic that, religious this, and what have you on social media. You bunch of low life. So don't compare yourselves. Don't compare yourselves to them at all. I have seen some of disobedient raised money, their own personal money. Some of you will wait for stolen money, government money, before you can cause this tribal this, ethnic that, and then you'll be projecting it on them. You'll be accusing them of what you are really doing. So what did he say that kind of like is wrong? Here is another one where Obi said, when he said he should rate this regime, he had this to say.
People must be in charge. It is about serving the people, and that is most critical.
Your Excellency, the issue is that these conversations have been on for quite a long time. And
it is now time for us to take action, because you can see where it brought us to. We now live in an insecure country. We now live in a country that is every day breeding poverty. People are suffering. So many people don't know where the next meal will come from. We now live in a system where on Friday, I visited, on day of celebration of education, I visited 15 schools where children don't even have a lab, talk less of one computer. That's what democrats have brought to us. And we must deal with it head on.
How will you say this administration is doing? How will you rate this administration?
It is for you to rate it by going to market. I don't need to rate it for you. It is for you to rate it. If you go to market, then you rate it yourself.
Your Excellency, the issue of political party structures also came up during the discussion.
Very critical.
So now, how...
It's very clear what has been said, that we don't have members. We have owners of political parties. Parties should be, the core of democracy should start from the political parties, where people respect and know that other people exist. It is not a place where you are attacking persons for your own benefit. Thank you very much, people.
You get. So, if you have been observing me, he has been speaking in such a, with some bold sort of, strong languages now. Here you get that if he wants scatter, may scatter. What I kind of expect further from somebody like him is that he should further mount pressure on this thiefnubu's illegitimate regime so that they can make more mistakes, like maybe try to arrest him. So if you want to form any coalition, your coalition as an opposition is to give the ruining party a sleepless night. If Nigeria won't burn, may it burn. You see, that's this threat of your statements can cause problem in Nigeria. We need you to watch your statements. Where thiefnubu and his gang are threatening the opposition. Right? So you can't do coalition with such people. No, you can't. The thiefnubu's regime and the one before it, they've breeded poverty. They've breeded insecurity, corruption, and these are more pronounced. But they are trying to, they are acting like they are actually helping Nigeria or Nigerians because the opposition, they believe the opposition is scattered. Let me tell you something, some of you, I have been reading it, it's like a coordinated one. Some of these mofos are saying that the kind of support that Peter Obi got in your 2023 charade is waning now. It's quite good if people feel like that. Because the same you felt like it would not even be able to win one single local government area, only for you to have to struggle, to rig him out and rig him to third place. Abi? He defeated thiefnubu in Lagos, 918,000 votes to 151,000. thiefnubu scored 151,000. So don't let anybody see. Don't let these mofos, don't let them try to kind of like, rewrite the history, so to say. However, the other thing I want to see is the boldness in taking on the entire system himself. He has spent his own personal money. He has spent, on our own last count, he has spent over 800 million naira funding this, these different charity causes and what have you inside the contraption. So you underrate him at your own peril. It is the only base where he is not spending money, giving money to people, right? To defend him anywhere. He is not giving money to people to become his sellers anywhere. People are doing this for him free of charge. And that makes him the most dangerous politician in Nigeria today. And I want to see all of this play out soon. So that, me, now my own intention is to see that, everything scatters. And the only way everything can scatter is for these Muslim rogues, APC, Egbekebe, to try what they did in 2023. As much as a lot of us believe that thiefnubu would rig himself again, which I am praying for him to do. But the other thing is that some of you will say, nothing will happen. I would think so. And at the same time, I don't want to believe so. So if you are obedient watching me, watching my Egun's Diary Politico, I may kind of be contributing it to radicalizing you ahead of that time. Because we're not to scatter, everything has to scatter before anything can kind of like settle. We're not to scatter, blew up, burn down. And it's going to be the actions of those who believe that they have the power and they can do whatever they want. Right? So don't get it twisted. So at the end of the day, the Athiefku camp, who initially, by the way, they were plotting to start a new political party. Did I tell you that? Yeah, they wanted to start a new political party. But I think even if they tell you that Peter Obi is not relevant, all of them can go ahead and start something without him. Have you noticed that? Yeah, they want him to be part of it. They want you, the obedient, to be part of it before any coalition can actually make any sense. Without Obi and his obedient in any coalition, there is no coalition. Do you understand that? Yeah, that's what they're saying. That's what I kind of see in the reactions of the Athiefku in the last 24 hours. They are so angry. And I was wondering why, but I kind of do know why now. You know, in that same Abuja, you won't believe it, or you will believe it because I'm telling you, right? Hellrufai, do not little finger, including the man that started the movement for thiefnubu's presidential journey, Kayode Fayemi. Look at these guys. They were in Abuja yesterday, where they had a kind of, meeting. At that meeting, Hellrufai, the used and dumped Hellrufai, was talking about the disappointment of his disappointment in APC. According to him, APC is now led by illiterates, and the leadership in Nigeria is now filled with illiterates. What are you trying to say? What are you trying to do? Hellrufai, what do you mean illiterates? We know that Koolu and his gang, they are a bunch of, illiterates, so to say, certificate forgers. But Hellrufai said, I no longer recognize the APC. No party organ has met in 2 years. No caucus, no neck, nothing. You don't even know if it is a one-man show. It's a zero-man show. You cannot afford to have illiterates, semi-illiterates, and cunning people as your leaders. This is why we end up with poor leadership we have today. He's talking about thiefnubu as, poor leadership. The problems that led to the creation of the APC remain unresolved. But I no longer believe the APC is interested in addressing them. The distance between me and the party is widening. There are internal mercenaries in the PDP, hired and motivated to destroy the party. The Labour Party is also facing similar issues. Peter Obi himself told me, I don't know what's happening in the party I contested with. There seems to be a deliberate project to destroy opposition parties. Hellrufai, this is dangerous. For those of us who lived half our lives under military rule, we know what it is. We don't want a military rule, but we also don't want civilians behaving like the military in their babariga and suits. This is a national emergency, and we must act before history repeats itself. Hellrufai is talking about history repeating itself because thiefnubu and APC, they have now become almost like a military, the way they are running Nigeria now. The illiterates, semi-illiterates. So they replied him. They said, so you want to unseat thiefnubu? Hellrufai. It was Bwala, the former Athiefku spokesperson, who is now thiefnubu's essay on social media. Bwala said, my brother, my senior brother, are you trying to unseat the same government that you helped put in office? If you are given an appointment, if you had been given an appointment, would you still say the same thing you are saying today? And he is right. If Hellrufai had been given a political appointment, like a minister, he won't be saying all this thing he's saying now. Similarly, if Werewike was not given appointments, Werewike would be sounding like an opposition today. In fact, Werewike will be meeting with other people and say they want to form opposition as well. You know that. So Athiefku said, when he met with some other political parties leaders, they told him that thiefnubu gave them 50 million naira to ensure that they are never part of any coalition. They collected the money and they went to the coalition meeting. So right now, the message is that they want to form coalition to save Nigeria from thiefnubu. Really? So it's about power grab. It is about power grab. And Peter Obi is right. So what is now the way forward? Somebody usually asks that, he want a way forward. I could say way forward. You see, when we talk about way forward, so go be like say we actually wanted this contraption to work because it's on us to make it work. It is not on us. It is not my duty to make Nigeria work. It is not your duty to make Nigeria work, but it is our responsibility to break Nigeria up. But some things, they have to happen. Some things have to happen for Nigeria to break up. The actions and the inactions of the political class, the ruling class, their actions and inactions will help, facilitate the breakup of that contraption. Stop dreaming. For Nigeria to work, it's not my responsibility. It is not your responsibility. It is the responsibility of those who are saddled with that responsibility. You have governors, you have presidents, you have ministers, you have all these guys in different political offices in Nigeria today, and they are busy destroying the contraption, and you are asking me for a way forward. If I tell you the way forward, you go follow me. Will you? Oh, okay then. The way forward is for everything to burn down, break it up, to save lives. Would you agree? Don't change your face. Because sometimes when people come here to come and ask what is now the solution, what is now the way forward, is you go think say they are serious, that they will follow it. If you ask me what is the way forward for Nigeria, and I say, let us break it up, everybody go their separate ways, your face will change. Because that's not what you want to, that's not what you want to hear. You want me to tell you that you and I should come together. Come together to do what? Come together and do. We'll come together. Put on jackets. Abi, can't go drag thiefnubu out of Aso Rock, Abi. You want me to tell you what you want to hear, or not what you need to hear? Those who want to drag thiefnubu out of Aso Rock, they are not different from him. They will never put somebody that genuinely have the interest of that the people there, or the genuine interest of that country. They will never. No. It's all about power. Power among them. And once they are out of that power, they will do everything, including leveraging on your own emotions, which is what they do all the time. Leverage on your emotion. We can sort everything else later. Let us first chase thiefnubu away. We'll first take the power first, and then we can. Meanwhile, now so they told you about Egbere Jolantan. They chased him away only for terrorists to take over Nigeria. Corruption became legalized. That's what they have done now. Corruption is legalized. So if you ask me, Mayegu, what is the way forward? Dear Templar, the way forward is for you and I, at any given opportunity, okay, to help put scissors into this fabric, and cut them into pieces. Everybody day in day. You day your day, I day my day. Let the Yorubas handle their own affairs. Let the Igbos handle their own affairs. Let the Hausas handle their own affairs. If they have any land to share to the Fulani, it's fine. That's their own issue there. It's none of your business. Okay? Let everybody handle their own affairs the way they deem fit. Anything short of that and Torawani, now deceive, we deceive ourselves. We will just deceive ourselves, they go. Keeping Nigeria together is not in anybody's interest. It's not in your own interest. It is not in my own interest. It is in the interest of the oligarchs, the bourgeoisies, the criminals in that place. It's not for you and me. We'll break it up. There's a chance for you and I. Yeah, there will be a chance. Since you and I may not have the power to break it, then the actions, like I said, the actions and inactions of these rogues will lead us to that destination. Just they follow like this. They follow. And to you, the obedient on Mayegun's diary political, I beg you, they will rig you, they will rob you. And I will ask you again and again on this platform, what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? So maybe one of these days, I may help radicalize some of you enough that you will help scatter everything. Because without it getting scattered, desperate politicians are grouping. They're finding their common ground. There are others who are already like politicians for hire, waiting to be hired, so that they can also put a clog in the wheel of any progress. Everything is working for. Everything will work out for good. Maybe they see what's in the happen for Congo. Nigeria, if it continues like this, will not last another 10 years. Write it down. Go and write it down. Last, should be right now in Nigeria, you already have ungoverned areas, Abi. That is expected to expand. It won't be the Fulani terrorists that are now going to have ungoverned areas. You will see ungoverned areas in Igbo land. You will see ungoverned areas in Yoruba land. You will see ungoverned areas in the Niger Delta, Ijo, and what have you region. You will see ungoverned areas in the middle belt of Nigeria, because everybody will begin to actually control their own small space and their big space as time goes by. You have plenty time. Make these criminals continue with what they are doing. And as for you, waiting for a Messiah, you know, and you can wait to Gano see like, you know. So yeah, let's take it a bit further. Yesterday, Omoyele Sowore was detained by the police IG because Sowore said that the current police IG, who is a criminal, is illegal police IG. So they offered to bail him and he rejected their bail condition. Okay? And now that they have detained him at their RRT, at the IRS, at the court in Abuja, they have decided to sue him, to charge him to court. And these are the charges. Count one, that you, Omoyele Sowore, that on the 13th day of December 2024, within the jurisdiction of this honorable court, jurisdiction Abuja. How can Abuja courts have jurisdiction in Lagos? Anyway, unknowingly send messages through your verified X-handle account and cause a publication against the Inspector General of Police where you called him illegal IG, which you know to be false for the purpose of causing breakdown of law and order. And you caused the message to be sent and thereby committed an offense contrary to section 24(1)B of the Cybercrime Prohibition Prevention, God damn it, 2015, as amended 2024, and punishable under section 24(2)C(2) of the same act. Count two, that you, Omoyele Sowore, that on the 13th of December, right, of this court, blah, 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 and cause a publication against the Inspector General of Police where you called him illegal police IG. Count two now. which you know to be false, and thank the verified Nigerian police force ex-Andrew, containing threats to incite the Nigerians against the Nigerian police force and harm its property or reputation of the God damn it, man. Then count 3. That you, Omoyele Sowore, that on the 20th day of December 2024, within the jurisdiction of this honorable court, did intentionally and knowingly send messages through your verified ex-Andrew, blah, 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 against Inspector General of Police, where you called him the illegal IG of Nigeria Police Force. Kayode Egbetokun will make the next NSAS inevitable. He is working tirelessly towards it. Just a matter of time. Egbetokun must go. Revolution. Hashtag Egbetokun must go. Hashtag revolution. Which you know to be false for the purpose of causing breakdown of law and order and to cause the message to be sent and thereby committed an offense contrary to section. God damn it, man. You see the clowns in charge of that contraption? Police IG is detaining Sowore. They charged him to an Abuja court. That Sowore for calling him illegal IGO will cause breakdown of law and order and will harm the police property and all of that other nonsense. Nigeria police in 2024. 2025, rather. These are the clowns. These are the clowns in charge of the contraption. They are so scared stiff of their shadows, their actions, their inactions, that they believe that one day they will wake up and the whole country will be up in smoke and they will be hunted down one by one. They know it. They know it. All they have to do is, once they grab you, they will charge you for cyber crime, cyber bullying, cyber this, and cyber that. They will even tell you that you are bullying the president. Papa, me, Bobby Totten bully president. Imagine somebody like me, they will say, I am bullying thiefnubu. I say, how? How can I bully thiefnubu because of social media? They say, yes, because on social media, what you are saying on social media can make people to come and attack thiefnubu. I say, how? How? As how? You know, as how call, I would do ni. That's what the police IG will be like. As how call, I would do ni. I don't see him. You're causing cybercrime. Cybercrime. God damn it, man. So these are the clowns in charge of that contraption. And guess what? The voluntary slaves, the ombud slaves who are ready to obey them, they agree. So that was why yesterday, when Sowore rejected their bails or their bail conditions, it was moved to their detention center. I think I have that clip.
No, sir.
Did they bring the bag?
No.
Where is it?
The home. But I'll bring it over.
You don't know.
I didn't know you were bringing it out. I didn't know you were coming with that.
I told you to bring it.
What's up? Where's my friend?
You are not supposed to be traveling in the middle of town.
No, you're VIP now. Executive.
I'll bring a cargo so that police will stop us on the road.
No problem, no problem. You have escort. I'm going to provide you escort.
And
Revolution.
Do you know this place?
yes, sir.
You know where they're taking him to?
Sowore was a presidential two times a presidential candidate, but they still treat him like he's just an activist. Can you get? So somehow, I really wish they can extend similar invitation to Peter Obi. You know, Sowore is somebody who is ready to go to their detention, is ready to be locked up. I don't know if Peter Obi is really ready to be locked up, because that can change the entire game. Imagine Peter Obi being invited by the police because of what he said or what he posted. This is the imbalance also. Imagine the police IG inviting Peter Obi because Peter Obi says something about thiefnubu or about the government and what have you. Just imagine that, and then they say, oh, we are going to detain you. You need to post bail. So sometimes I want to see what can we actually say or do, because that is going to hurry things up, right? In my own opinion, the Sowore supporters would say Sowore has been the only one who has walked the talk of pretty much like going band for band with the powers that be, but he is not respected in that regard. And that's very disappointing. Some people believe that it was Sowore that should possibly have inherited the angry Nigerians that wanted to punish APC. It shouldn't have been Obi. But others will say, oh, Showore's utterances, Showore's countenance and the rest of that is somehow alienating the people from him. What else do you want? You need an opposition, somebody who is going to take these guys to the cleaners. But the difference is that some people want, you don't like APC, right? At the same time, you want to be diplomatic with them. Because Peter Obi is a bit diplomatic. So I want to see, what is he going to do, or what is he going to say? What can he do or say that will get them riled up and push them to want to arrest him, or even arrest him? Because he said a lot of things, by the way. But rather than them to try to intimidate, Abi is just too big for them also. Because sometimes I think about these things, right? And I'm like, imagine they lock Peter Obi up. So that Peter Obi, that has visited so many places, hospitals, schools, IDPs, and what have you, right? Who have met and interacted with the ordinary people, have seen them. I mean, I arrest him and lock him up so that people can react. But some people believe that they're not born them well. They can't try that. So that then makes Sowore so ordinary. He is the one who has sort of like related with the brutality of those in power. He can relate very well. And the brutality of those in power, somebody like Peter Obi can relate. Maybe in another level as well. You know, another level, when I say another level, I mean, he said that they have been targeting his businesses, his business associates, and what have you, behind the scene. And as a big man, by the way, so it's what Peter Obi will consider as a state-sponsored attack on him is so different to what a state-sponsored attacks on or means to Sowore. You get what I'm trying to get at, right? So I don't know what he can do or push them to, you know. See, Obi. They don't want them well. Maybe they try out. I know. I want them to try it. Me too. So that, you know, that boiling rage in you can manifest. Maybe I'm expecting too much anyway. So to take it back, as they were in Lagos demanding for an end to the illegal roadblocks, which is also part of the advocacy of Omoyele Sowore, the one that initially triggered the invite when he refused to be packed by the miscreants in blacks and gone in Lagos, before they now kind of like charging him for calling police IG, illegal. So Juwon and others, they were in Lagos today, demanding for an end to illegal roadblocks, police roadblocks in Nigeria.
That Sowore done. But what exactly were the issues Sowore raised? And I think that is actually what we should be discussing. what I think is Sowore is saying that the police should stop setting up illegal roadblocks across the country. What Sowore was raising is that we need to end the era of police extortion in the country. As a matter of fact, our organization has been mobilizing to disband SARS since 2017. It was a protest that culminated to the massive end-SARS protest in 2020. And what was the reason for the end-SARS protest? The reason for the end-SARS protest was fundamentally police extortion that was being done by a rogue unit of the police force that we have disbanded, which is the SARS. The SARS. SARS has been disbanded thanks to the Nigerian young people who stood their ground. But the fundamental character of police has not changed. Essentially, they remain criminal in their operation. Recently, the first PRO was speaking recklessly that the police had a right to invade private property without a warrant, endorsing lawlessness and irresponsibility that had been hallmark of the police force, exactly what we fought against during the end-SARS protest. And for clarity's sake, our organization, I'm going to repeat it here again, we are demanding the immediate resignation of the first PRO, Muyiwa. This is part of our demand. And in addition, we are calling for immediate end to police extortion. We are calling for immediate end to all illegal barricades that have been erected across the country. And most importantly, Sowore must be released unconditionally. He has committed no offense.
Yeah, talk to the fellow.
Shall always fight for our rights. Social revolution. Social revolution. The only way to fight oppression. Social
revolution. Social revolution. Social revolution. The only way to fight oppression is social revolution. Soli. That one we should ban that song. That Soli song. We must ban it. They never ban me when they sing that Soli. Solidarity forever. Soli. We must ban that song. Our children must not sing Soli. You know? Because since they know they sing that Soli, things never go better. Nothing gets better. So if I have the power to change anything, I'll say they must ban anybody that sings Soli, 20 years imprisonment. Send them to the gallows. We cannot let our children also grow up to be singing Soli, solidarity forever. We shall always fight for your rights. You know? So yeah, Sowore chose to stay with them. And now there is a chance that what they couldn't get or squeeze from him yesterday, they will now use this fake court. And this is where the judiciary should come in. For example, in front of that, whatever judge they put this, before the first hearing, the judge should just throw the whole case out. Be like, oh my case and bring me a better case. Imagine going to the front of the judge and say, Judge, so what did they go on charge Sowore? What did they go on convict them for? What would they now convict Sowore for now? That he said illegal police search, which evidence shows that he doctored his retirement, he doctored this age, doctored his retirement age, all because he will stay back as extended by thiefnubu, stay back until October 2027. That's illegal. So would they find him guilty? Do you know how many cases against Sowore? Most of them are just like wasting away. Some of them in their court in Nigeria, the prosecuting counsel, they know they show up again. Some of the cases against Sowore under Bukwari, the lawyers know they show up in court again. All of this is just kind of like waste of resources, abuse of judicial process, and the judiciary in Nigeria should not be entertaining such. They should be throwing them out. Say, please just get out of here. Bring a better case. But they are all in on it. They are all together, working together. You know, that's why it is called a corrupt system. A corrupt system led or fueled by corrupt people. You know. Now let's take a little break from politics and go to Ijebu-Ode. Have you been hearing about Ganusi? Initially, right, I thought it was a Mexican language or Mexican word, Ganus or Spanish. When I started hearing Ganus, the Ganusians. You know, when I was growing up, the Islamic clerics, they are called Gusu. No, Gausu alone. That means like prophets. Alhaji Wahab, are you with us? I will the Gausu. Who are the people we call Gausu? Because Bingadiboye was the one that used that word, and since then it's been here in my head like Gausu. They're like a man of God. I mean, yeah, a man of God. You know. Kwamwan lost his mom at the age of 105 in Ijebu-Ode. Now, Olori Omoba Akile Ijebu, Kwamwan, who is also thiefnubu's official musician, right, called the Islamic clerics to come and perform Islamic rites for his late mom. And then he was caught in a video. It's evidence. He was caught in a video talking to somebody. And he said, look at all this Islamic clerics, this affairs. My father's house at Idipote in the Ijebu-Ode is there. They won't go there. They are all here. To Ganusi. They be Ganusi. That means they are all here to just come and like you know, like a bird. Like Baba. So that video made it to the internet. And that really got the Islamic clerics upset, like angry. No, upset, angry. How dare you? Why would you say that? It was because we love you now. That's why we came to your house. It was like, see, this is my own house. My mother's house, which is my father's house, who happened to be my mother's husband. So we are going to be doing the burial there. So you're supposed to go to our family house, not my house. But he said they came to my house because it's because of what they will chop, what they will eat. That's very insulting. So that video that started the whole thing, this one, Ganusi. Ganusi. If you know what Ganusi. You see those people with bed sheet on their head. Somebody had to use the, you see that last part of that video, right? Was it's a different event. But somebody had to use the video of our past where they are busy eating, like, you know, at a party. They used the voiceover of K1 where he said, all these are fast. They didn't go to my father's house. They all came here. They were to Ganusi. Like Ganusi, if you know how Ganusi, they are waiting to be fed. So, and he said, this is from here, we are all going to move to my father's house, where the real, you know, the burial rites, the prayers and all of that will be done. It's not in my house. We are not doing it here. So he built himself a very nice mansion in Ijebu-Ode, by the way. Okay. Yeah, I think it's in the GRA, Ijebu-Ode. So truly, normally, right, when things like that happen, they were supposed to bring in the local clerics to come and do the prayers. But because it is K1, some of them were traveling from far and near, and they were all arriving in the name of trying to commiserate with him, you know, like condolences visits and staying back to offer prayers so that Kwama will give them money and all of that. And it is kind of all right. It is normal. I don't even know why K1 will say that. You are blessed. You've got money, right? And normal. People are going to show up and to say they want to offer prayer and all that, right? Then they told him to apologize. And the typical K1 responded thus.
One evidence in that
So they asked him to apologize, and he said, it's just rumor. Those who are carrying the rumor can continue to carry the rumor. I cannot apologize for what didn't happen because it never happened. I didn't say that. He denied that he said that, and therefore he can't apologize to them. So I just wanted to continue the prayer for my mother, for my mother's Fredal. Please continue. And guess what? I think they just continued. Then after that, I have been seeing different reactions of all these affairs. Now, I wouldn't share this with you if it's not important. All right? The reason why I'm sharing this with you is that majority of those affairs, the clerics that I have heard kind of like address the situation, they've all been threatening him that it will become nothing. He will lose all his money for insulting them. It will become irrelevant. I was like, some were even saying that he will die. You will see what will happen to him for daring to insult us. Okay. Like, I mean, why should horrible thing happen to him? Because he insulted them, right? That's what got me like interested though. Ganus. Buhari Omomusa was the first to speak on this. He was a little bit polite in his own kind of response, all right? Sorry if you don't understand Yoruba. I'll come back and tell you what he's saying.
What's the mistake in either end? Edward Mikey, Edgar, my former people. Anyone else, I want to know if you were likely a cocoa to milk body. Only now, me were guilty. And all, I'm about to have my money now. Among Baba said, meaning. Timobere ru intimobere lọ́wọ́ ẹni tọ́wá ní ẹjọ́ ẹ̀rọ bá bìdá màá bìrọ̀ mí ìjẹ̀bi èmi ò mọ̀ sọ́tẹ̀lù mí mo ìsọ pé àwọn tí wọ́n dúró ń bẹ̀ kọ́ dá torí bá a ti sọ̀rọ̀ yìí gbogbo ayé la wà mo ìsọ pé àwọn tó dúró ń bẹ̀ ọ̀dà àáfàá ni mí àáfàá ni wọ́n tọ́ba jẹ́ pé mi mo sì irú nǹkan báwọn ṣẹlẹ̀ mo gbé báyìí kalẹ̀ báyìí kìí sàlẹ̀ wọn àlè èyí sì pa agbọ́dọ̀ àmì mọ́ra. Èyí sì pa agbọ́dọ̀ àmì mọ́ra yìí máa jáde lọ ẹ̀yìn tẹ́ bá jókòó mbẹ́ òjókòó mbẹ́. Wọ́n ní téèyàn sọ sáwọ́ àfa ayé kọ̀dá ìwọ máa ń sọ pé wọ́n jẹ̀bi ẹ̀tún wá jókòó. Ṣé gbogbo ẹni ó jókòó mbẹ́ lọ́wọ́ ló mú 200,000 lọ lé ní? Ó bó ti wù kẹ́ ẹ̀pọ̀ tó mẹ́wọ̀n tí gbogbo yín lẹ wá mú lọ àmọ́ tọ̀ ẹ̀yin náà tún bẹ́ẹ̀ bá tún béèrè pé ètúnṣe tẹ́ ẹ fi jókòó tẹ́ ẹ dìde nígbà tó sọ lóyún yìí ẹ̀yin náà tún rí mi. ọlọ́wọ́n sàmọ̀nà kálukú. ìdílé yá bí ọ̀rọ̀ òun ni pé ayé gbọ̀n ti ń lọ ẹ̀dá wà àfà ẹ̀dá kù ibi wọn ọ̀bá pè wá ẹ̀mọ́jà á lọ. òkú kúdà ìkú ẹ̀ ti débẹ̀. àwọn àfà àdúgbò wọn ń bẹ ńlẹ̀ wọ́n bá lè wẹ̀ àwọn nu bí mo sì lè wẹ̀ àwọn nu àwọn ìmọ̀bọ̀ àdúgbò wọn bẹ́lẹ̀ tí wọ́n ṣáájú kírun níyà yìí ní sí wọ́n bà wá wáyé ilé tó wá ìtọ̀ ilé báyìí ti súnmọ́ léwu ìjáde ọ̀nà ni ilé àbáyà kéwu ilé wa lọ́dún wá sí àgbáyé ní bàbá mi ẹwọ́ nǹkan gbogbo tí ń dá àfáà nìyí gbogbo tí ń dá àfáà ẹ dákun ẹ já tara tọ́sẹ̀lẹ̀ yìí kálukú ọ̀pọ̀ rẹ̀ yìí pẹ̀lú tó kí. يريد الرجال والنساء أكرمك
Buhari Omo Musa, he was saying if it was him or if it was him, the moment K1 was told to apologize for what he said about the affairs, and then he said he refused, he would just drop the microphone, stand up and walk away. That he is not saying those who stayed back like they did anything wrong, but if it was him, or right, he will walk away. That's how many of them that visited, that were in that gathering, kind of like I went home with 200,000 naira each, and say, because I went to Kwanwan's mother's burial, I got 200,000 naira. Like, it's kind of trying to put a value into how much money do you think you are going to really make to sit there, be insulted, and you sat through the entire program. His own is moderate. This next two clips, but they are worse. The first one is this apart.
Then no matter what we auto see, we want to we a word. Take apology. I'm very sorry. What did that for? No, Nima, opposite Kuni. America, 20 solo, what the ball missing? Oh, what you want Mutiwa? That's what the Lord Mutiwa. If you are brutal of America, no succeed later. Allah. Ẹ̀rọ farabalẹ̀ wọ́n náà ẹ̀tẹ́ bọ́lá àfá àtọ́láyé àṣẹ́fàárí o àṣẹ́fàárí àmọ́kábí hàn àwọn tó ọmọ lọ́mọ àwọn tẹ́jọ́ pàdé ní ìgbàlẹ̀ lọ́mọ àwọn ọmọ bẹ̀ àwọn ọmọ jàlùkọ́ àrí lọ iná lásì kékàkiri mo ti jí látàrọ̀ ìtẹ́ jílẹ̀ fi sú mo ti kọmọ kẹwú láàárọ̀ yìí tí mo tún fi jáde wá sílẹ̀ ní ìṣe káàkiri láyé ìtumọ̀ fún mi pé sáì sùmọ́jú wọ̀nyí owó ẹni.
Kí ló dé? Afa, kí ló dé, kí la gbé, kí lẹ jù. You know, say me, I'm no longer Kwanwan's kind of like, supporter anyway, because he's APC, Egbekebe, and I don't like anything APC, Egbekebe. But Afa, kí ló dé? Okpare like penny, kí ló dé, and they calm down. That one is saying that it will become poor very soon. It will perish very soon. He insulted us. Look at America. America that they believe that there is no God. Look at what is happening to them. What the heck are you talking about? Oh, that's one. Listen to another one. This one is... I don't know the name of it. What is this one's name? Princess.
Ṣé mo pé ìyá rẹ̀ ti súnlẹ̀ pé péjọ́ méje dídí sí wọn. Allah ayé ti tó bá fẹ́ ṣubú. Owó dàgbà ti kọlọ́wọ́ máa ń gbà. Ní tí mú owó wọnú àkáǹtì owó kọ̀ọ̀kan gbà. Allah ìdé mi tàbí jáde wá sí ìtẹ́ni kéwà. Ìdè díẹ̀ yẹn máa ń jábọ̀. Èyí tó lè fọ́lọ̀ jù láti ṣe òun náà lòdì tó gbé egun. Ìyẹn máa ń ṣe wàhálà gùn kì ìyẹn máa ń jọ jábọ̀ ni. Ìrìn tó fogún ọdún ìtayé fi mọ̀ ọ́ lè bàjẹ́ láàrin ogún ṣe. Ní bàjẹ́ wọn ni. Advice ìkejì. Ìyá akẹ́wọ̀n ni wọ́n ti lè tí wọ́n ti ń lo ọjọ́ méje ní ìsàrí àdúrà. Ọjọ́ méje ní ìtókù kan jáde kan ṣe sọ. Ṣé ẹgbẹ́ tí wọ́n bá rí bá ti ṣe gangan sọ́dọ̀ ní ilé fún àti bí. Allah ọlọ́run lè fi wọ́n fún years fún orí fúláṣì rẹ̀. Ìdẹ́kọ̀ fún ọ. Ọlọ́run lè fi 50 years ìyá ọlọ́lá tí ó gbà lónìí tó gbà. Ìdálájú àsìkò ṣeun fọláwà fún àgbẹ̀rù ṣe kò dùn ní tọ́pọ́lọ́tì tẹ́lẹ̀ kan ṣe tọ́lá wò ní ṣe. Lè á lọ. Ìyẹn ló kù nínú. Ṣé kò sá fún àwọn? Bọ́lá kò sá fún àwọn, kò sọ ọlọ́run ọba mú lógún. Ọlọ́run mú ní bíláàdì àwọn èèyàn, àwọn tí ń lọ ń lọ ń dé padà.
Lè á lọ dàbí ìlànà tàbí tí ó lè mú ká kẹ̀sí rán.
Mi ní sọ́ọ̀dù láì lọ. Ọjọ́ méje mi ní tó pé. Ṣé ẹ̀rí ẹ̀mọ̀ pé sọ́ọ̀rì? Tẹ bá wo ọ̀rọ̀ àti ti mẹ́bẹ̀ kò ní mélòó lọ. 5 péré. Àwọn ọ̀gá àwọn àfa àwọ̀. Àwọn àfa tó tó wọ́n ọ̀gbọ́n wọn. Àwọn àfa tó kù ní síyọ́lá. Allah kò sí bí àwọn àfa àti lè pẹ́ láyé tó ìjọ tó bá kú wọ́n lè yẹ kí ní síyọ́lá. Àfa àgbẹ̀sì.
Tàbí tí ó lè bọ̀.
Iṣẹ́ wa ń dùn mí. Ebi ẹsẹ̀ ni tí máa ń fi àwọn tí tírẹ́ndì o. Ọ̀rọ̀ mi tírẹ́ndì náà ìfọ́lò tírẹ́ndì. Èmi ká tírẹ́ndà.
Ìyá kúrò lá. Tàbí tí ó lè bọ̀.
Eléyìí. Àgbẹ̀nà wọ́n wù. Aníbi ájúwà sí ìlú wọ̀. Aníbi ájúwà sí ìlú. Ẹ̀gbọ́n ṣe ni wọ́n wá gbẹnu yẹn. Ẹnu gbé wọn. Báwo wá àdúmìtì gbẹnu bí àwọn gẹ́gẹ́ ní sáyẹn fọlọ́ kó rí àwọn bọ́. Sọ̀rí káwọn èèyàn wá gbẹnu kì í ṣe problem. Àdámọ̀ ṣúgà tí ṣúgà bá ti gùn yóò rẹ́rà pébò. Ó ń bí ẹ̀mú ọlọ́run kó fi ń jẹnu sísè ọ̀la rẹ̀.
Allah.
Dédé bó ṣe wá wí wọ́n wá ń jẹnu kò lé fọlọ́. Ọlọ́run tó pọ̀ díẹ̀ ló lè yọ. Yóò sì yọ ọ̀tọ̀ ń jẹnu sí kó ń bẹ̀ kò lè. Ọjọ́ méje tó wá pé tá a bá tẹ́ǹkà apọ́lọ́jì sẹ́ńtẹ́ tó lọ́wọ́ fún àwọn kò ní sọ́ọ̀. Ìjọ tó lọ́wọ́ máa ń lé ní àbúrú sí ẹ̀dá pẹ̀lú náà bẹ̀rẹ̀. Ìjọ nǹkan ló bẹ̀rẹ̀ àmọ́ yóò bẹ̀rẹ̀ kìí ṣèpè tó ní wọ́n ti ta gbogbo àfọ àyè láyé. Lójú àwọn àfọ àtàjọ lò àìsùn ní ẹ̀mí tẹ́lẹ̀ apọ́lọ́jì fún. Tẹ́ ẹ̀ bá lè sọ pé ẹ̀mí ni ẹ̀ Ọlọ́run náà ṣe nǹkan tẹ̀ mí tóun náà mí nì.
Nuisance leleyi. Nuisance leleyi.
There are so many. So that one is saying that he gives Kwan 7 days to apologize. Or else, God that gave him something that the Afars are ganusi, which is what they are coming to chop, to eat from his hand, right? That same God can unplug it and remove that thing that people come and chop. And I'm like, Egbawatori Allah. All these religious people in Nigeria. There's no way that any sensible person would not really feel pretty much like irritated. You know, these people kind of, when you see religious people in Nigeria, they ascribe this level of importance to themselves that you will think they are actually gods. Sure, you get like they are God. Oh, calm down, sir. If I say that you will not tomorrow, you will not pass tomorrow, I say, okay, who you be? Yeah, like Tanisa. Amy, if I call on the Rawanias, if I call on, they say, you know, that was how one of them said that Hellrufai. Remember that one? Sulaiman Otobo Remember Sulaiman Otobo? Sulaiman Otobo was like, Hellrufai will not last for 7 days. This was in 2000, was it not 2017 or something? When they had that face-off. You remember? He actually said it in his own church. Screaming. You see that one in Kaduna? You will see what will happen. It will not last 7 days. He will say, amen. People are saying, amen. Kaduna Littlefinger did not just lasted that 7 days. He has been around for almost 7 years now. And then Sulaiman Otobo, he is still there in Benin, scamming his own, defrauding his own shippies. Nigeria is a place where any religious person is like, he has this power. If I say anything I say, you don't know. I say, you weary. And it's all the same. You will see some people who are like, even traditionalists. Yeah, there are traditionalists. Somebody once said that I would die. Yeah, me. I can't see the video anymore anyway. There was a guy who actually made a video and said that Motifenuko, you this mayegun, you were mayegun, Otifenuko leni. I didn't go to Mashalese, Kilo Feshelese, mayegun, because of APC. Because of APC, Ebekebel. This was like 2000, I think it was like 2017, 2018 or something like that. It's been a while. And now, did a video that I will die. You will see. Later, you will see. Say, me, Jebu. I give me losing league, Timu. You know that kind of thing. Say, I don't have one league, Timu. Now you go die. Try it. But it is all just the religious people in that contraption. They will tell you that you better don't use your head to carry a generational curse. I say generational curse from who? From a pastor. A pastor would give me a generational curse. The only generational curse that is on all of us in that contraption is the fact that we are part of that contraption. The moment they break up that Nigeria, you break all the generational curses. Anything from that, even your pastor self get generational curses for being part of that contraption. Everybody's like religious people in that contraption. They always believe that they have this power. Say, watch your mouth. Watch your mouth. Say, kill for me. What you good? I don't say that. Are you wow? I say, okay. So, what you can do? Are you? Because since I have grown up, the only people who succeeded in defrauding the witches, the wizard, Osho, Aje, Babalawo, Mamalawo, Brotherlawo, Unculawo, Auntilawo, Grandmalawo, Grandpalawo, pastors, imams, which is called those ones from the Hindu, APC, Ebekebe. To the point that people know they chop for dream anymore. The witches and wizards that usually will come and feed you, they will say, what happened to him? They say he chop food for dream, he chop food for dream, help us. So today everybody don't broke. Nobody they chop for dream. It is so bad that even if you go to all the junctions now, Papa, they know they carry sacrifices anywhere anymore. You know how much they sell goats? You know how much they sell what's it called? Red oil. APC scammed everybody. You duped everybody. Impoverished everybody. Oshua, everybody, you know. They fly again, say I never chop. So people they fly for night. Now the person will chop, they fly. And you know if you do anything to them. Nothing. You don't know if you do to them. Nothing. Go about people who are threatening you. You are believing them. You don't understand. If they have all this power, they should be exercising this power on the people that have impoverished them. When last did you chop for your dream? When last? When last, if you are a pastor, tell me, when last did people come to your church and say they were fed food in their dream? Also, anywhere, everybody is broke. And yet, there's nothing you could do to APC. But now me, you can't threaten with, are you wow? Are you there? Okay. Let's say don't say we don't kind of visit the Aye themselves. Everybody, yet there's no consequences for the APC. No consequences. Religious people, sorry, but they can in power, anybody go koshidano. Anyway, let's go to Congo. Okay, because things seems to have taken a different turn right now in Congo. Yesterday, it was Goma that got taken by the rebels, the M23, as well as the Rwandan soldiers, as reported. Today, the residents of Kinshasa, the capital of Congo, they took to the streets in what started like a protest. They said they were protesting against the involvement of Rwanda in this M23 advancement. But that changed so quickly that these Congolese, they started attacking all the embassies in their country. Ugandan embassy, Rwanda embassy, I don't know if they attacked Nigerian embassy there, not sure yet. French embassy, United States of America embassy, name it. And as they were attacking them, burning them down, they were looting the old places. So right now, there is no clear definition of the purpose of the protest anymore. Do you understand? Is this the beginning of an end? Is this, because you remember that the rebels, right, who have now received so much support from the locals that even other people from other regions, they are now kind of looking forward to, if possible, they are going to capture Kinshasa. And people are now saying that if they are unable to capture Kinshasa, right, maybe they should declare their independence from Congo. The eastern part of Congo should declare their independence. Now, things are happening so fast that these countries, Japanese, Korea, China, Chinese embassy, Rwanda, Uganda, Angola, South Africa, what else? France, UK, they have been evacuating their people from the place. I have these combined videos of all these happenings, okay? And they mostly they speak in French. But let me share that with you. This is today from Congo. So different from what we saw yesterday.
Voilà. Détermination dans les lois à ya kosakana te peuple aye ko voilà atia bisala mbele biloko na ye voilà 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 Izawa secrétaire national José Moulana Ozaliawa et pour accompagner peuple congolais comme motoyer pour que Ozaliawa chaque Kagame le seigneur de la rue le seigneur de la rue Ozaliawa donc Kagame oko tazama Kagame Kamoko tazama
એટલે આપણો એન્ટ્રીનો દરવાજો છે ને
એન્ટ્રીનો દરવાજો હા તોડી નાખ્યો ને આપણને
Dites à Macron que ça n'est fini pour lui. Qu'il retire ses mains du Congo. Qu'il retire ses mains du Congo. Qu'il retire ses mains du Congo.
La France sasa moto inawaka. Ambassade ya France ile inawaka moto ambassade. Ambassade ile. Ambassade inawaka ya banduku yetu ya Goma Bukavu, hatutanuacha banduku yetu. Tuko na moyo si Baswahili, tuko hapa Bakinwa, Bangala, Baluba, Bakongo, Bamongo, biso nyoto zaka bala Kongo. Ambassade ya ngoyo, ambassade ya France ya ngo wana to tumbi to boy ba France na Kongo.
Vamos na opena boy. Tocha na panza mabe.
Na panzani?
Abeta isu lokolo. Chodi so na vitre na. Onde msapibile katani dena.
musika esa mabe. Oba mala musika yo sa mabe makasi. Wana pemene yo za banini. Oba mala musika yo za baninga pamba. Oba mala pembe bako za wakati na banga na musika ke.
I mean, I don't understand why all the looting, you know, or it seems that things are really gone out of hands. So the protests, the purpose of the protests is unclear now, because they went as far as looting a supermarket, looting all these embassies, vandalized everything. And yes, the Western countries who have their embassies there, they've evacuated their people and they've left the properties. You know, the saddest thing is that most of these properties are owned by Congolese. You see these embassies that you see in their country, most of them are on lease. The properties are owned by Congolese, not this foreign government. And that's why the moment they saw danger coming, they evacuated and they left the country. So the old vandalism, the old destruction, the old burning is not different from self-destruction as well. Now, nobody is so clear. In Goma, the leftover soldiers from, especially South African soldiers, as well as some of the leftover government soldiers, in Rwanda, in Goma, they have been ordered to report straight to the Goma embassy, the Goma stadium, where they were, they are accepting them, they are surrendering there. And also in Kibuvu, I don't know if Kabuvu, I don't know if I pronounced that right, okay? It is a region in Rwanda. Some Congolese army or Congolese soldiers, they've crossed the border to surrender to the Rwandan government. It's like leaving your country to go to another country and just surrender there. And the injured, the tired and all that, they were receiving a treatment. In a picture, in one picture here, let me see if I have that, yeah. So they have some of these soldiers in a place there that are now receiving treatments after this long, war of a thing. So you can say these are the deserted soldiers. They are Congolese. So things are happening so fast right now that tomorrow we may wake up to another shocking news, you know? So pray for Congo. And pray for the people of Congo. That's the most we can say. I'll keep you posted. All right? On our way back, let us stop by in Abuja, where Werewike has been crowned as the Minister of the Year by Obegbana this day. You know, last December, he crowned thiefnubu the Man of the Year. This month, right, the chairman of Arise News this day crowned Werewike as the Minister of the Year in this short clip. Watch this.
An award to someone who is not just your colleague in the cabinet, but someone who is a very hardworking, loyal friend like Nyesom Wiki. I know that you will get the microphone, and I know that Nigerians watching, those who are here and those who are around the world watching this, will want to hear what you say after this award. But I'm lucky that even though I didn't win this award, I have this distinct honor and privilege to present this award to one of our very best, the Minister of the FCT. And you can see from the array of people who have come here to accompany him to receive this award today. Many former governors, many senators, many people. I can't even count them here. This is unprecedented, and I feel really happy to be the one doing this evening. So on behalf of this day and Arise Television, I have this very distinct honor and privilege to present this award to the best minister of the year, presented to him by no other person than Muhammad Idris, representing our own Oga, all of us here. Congratulations, my brother. Congratulations, Your Excellency, the FCT Minister. Thank you. You may now say a few words.
Thank you. Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, the chairman of this generation has said that this is the most difficult. It's not. It is the most difficult for this day and Arise News. For Nigerians, it's not. Of course, it's difficult because I don't think there's any minister, any public officer that has been taken on the way this day and Arise. Every morning, you turn on to a television, as far as Arise is concerned, is FCT. Even presidential chat is FCT. So that is why it's difficult. But I thank God Nigerians have made it. Let me use this opportunity to say, Mr. Nduka and your team, you have shown that you are not biased, even though we may be quarreling, even though you may not have paid your grand rent, but you still have to do the right thing. Otherwise, Nigerians would have said, this is partial. But you've done the right thing. I'm sure everybody here is happy that I emerged as the Minister of the Year. Even my friend here will attest to the fact that he's also very happy that I won. But it is for everybody. I thank Mr. President for giving us the opportunity. If the President did not give us the opportunity, we may not be here to contribute the little we have contributed. And I want to thank all Nigerians, particularly those who reside in Abuja and carry on their businesses in Abuja, that this year, 2025, we'll see more development, we'll see more infrastructure, and that's what is basic for us. We have no time for excuses. No, the time for excuses are gone. This is the whole thing of the Need Hope agenda. I thank Nigerians who are here. If you look at it, it's not just Rivers people, it's Nigerians that are here. From Akwa Ibom down to Edo to Delta, Delta to Cross River to Rivers. I don't want to go to this other side, so I will say that I'm looking for something. Let me stay where I am. But I'm looking for something. So I thank you, and I can assure you that we'll continue to do better. Thank you, and God bless you.
Minister of the
That's really wicked. So you can tell the Nduka big banner, the man that is wallowing and swimming in debt, the man who is indebted to the tune of over $400 million to the First Bank of, or to Otedola's First Bank. The man who has had his own vessel, crude oil vessel, currently seized by the First Bank of Nigeria, will always use this platform, right, to continue to push for political patronage, political favor. And the only way to do that is to continue to roll out his bogus and fake awards for his friends in politics. With a wicked, the madman just said here that even though you haven't paid your land rents in Abuja, remember that with a wicked said that more than 90% of people in Abuja, they are owing land rent, and you will lose your house, lose your property very soon, right? So Unduka decided to make Were Wike the best, the minister of the year. Or I just don't know which year, maybe 2024 or this year, I don't know. Let's go to Anambra State. See, the news from Anambra on this new vigilante group is taking a new twist or a new turn, because one of these new vigilante groups set up by Solodom, right, has been paraded as a kidnapper. I don't understand, right? He said he's doing kidnapping as a side hustle. What I don't understand is, was he a kidnapper before joining the Solodom's vigilante? Or is he a kidnapper after joining them? That's what I don't get. Or maybe you and I can figure it out. This young man has been paraded as one of the kidnappers in Anambra. Listen to this conversation.
To start chasing Fulani inside that bush. Oliver. And you said Oliver did this with the consent of the PG and the Igwe of Koolu.
Yeah, that's what he told us.
That's what he told you before? Yeah. Have you seen the Igwe there before?
I've never seen, but I have seen PG.
The PG has come inside the bush to meet you.
No, when we are chasing Fulanis, like several times where we are chasing Fulani, the PG and the villagers normally join us to chase them.
Okay. So at what point did you discover that you people are being asked to go and kidnap people?
As of September, August, September.
Okay, you people started kidnapping August,
September. It's not that we, I don't know what transpired between them. The salary is no longer coming. Then Oliver said that we should, know what to do, to pay ourselves.
If you want to speak Igbo, you can speak Igbo if it will make you speak freely.
Okay, so nyawa osi okay no wolo ka yes we no deba na atalu ndị obodo awufu without any gain, and sometimes no kpo PG or yo na akọ no da anu na ndị nọ n'obodo Igbo kwuchu go based on na amo na ndị mmadụ nọ n'ime ọbịa na PG ade respond na ya ma ya eme. So more based on otumua siwe no okpota ma akpota mana owe ndị form as ndị bido ya as ndị okpokase before okpoba ganyiwa the detail bụ.
So ke also know that they busy about na government obodo no achọzi ikwu ụgwọ.
Sometimes I na-eje kidnap ndị mmadụ.
Ke ndị unu kidnap ke we chetara since that August ruo taa. No. Ina handle the kidnap.
As na help obro anya lube do olu as in nke dalu that's also nke menkan like
ke nkunu mere last
as in nke Reverend Father
onye
amara matu
onye ko na arụ ọrụ Reverend Father ahụ kidnap ke month no kidnap
as of December
gini ke onye the father na arụ ọrụ
also no nwe bemonso ma from here Nigeria no nwe bemonso ko
okay unu na ajụ ajụjụ n'ime camp n'ime
guy be na
Oliver nọ na ajụ ajụjụ n'ime
lisi onye ka ọ bụ so ogwe anọ father ka ọ bụ non a roulé de mon sol.
On a roulé de mon sol. Qui nous veut même gagner?
Oh, alors, si no batago, no ya kugo.
They were recruited by Igwe of that community to go after the Fulani terrorists. Then, at some point, they decided to start the side hustle of kidnapping people. Fulanis in that community have been terrorizing the people, right? And that prompted the Igwe, the king in the community, to set up a vigilante group to chase them away. Upon chasing Fulani away, they turned out to become the kidnappers themselves, including kidnapping a bishop or something for ransom. Until now. So what they are trying to figure out is that were they recruited by the Igwe to be kidnapping people, collecting ransoms? Or they just were doing it on their own? And according to him, no, they were not recruited by the Igwe to be kidnappers. It was their own making. Do you see that? And to those who understand the Igbo very well, the Igbo brethren here, right, except my non-Igbo speakers, okay, further on that, it's a shame. Honestly, it is. So we're going to go back to Lagos. What time is? Oh, our time is almost fast spent as well. About I get 2 hours. The company says 2 hours service is no longer enough on this platform. So much to share. Right. There's this news that just came in just now. Okay, it's a collapsed building around. There's a place called the Mega Hall Estates in Aja, somewhere in Aja. Do you know that place? Mega Hall Estates. So a building has collapsed and people are currently reportedly trapped in the rubble. Yeah.
Just keep clearing. You can't look okay, clear. Just keep clearing.
Just stay here. You stay here. You just stay on that. You wait that night. No, this is where people are coming. How many people want to enter here? Just stay.
They are arguing to remove. Did you see that person trapped there? The rescuers are arguing on the kind of like technique to use in rescuing the person. And the person is there like, but they are busy arguing. God damn it, man. But earlier in the day, somewhere around there, Magboro, these areas, okay, they said a week ago, they were given an ultimatum that everybody should move away. This is Wahab Wole now, all right? Going about trying to clear the illegal structures, the shanties and what have you, okay? So a week ago, they went to this area and told people to move. They said Gorodomu, Alagba for markets, most of these areas around the Lagos Island, okay? So earlier today, they brought in their bulldozers.
When they do this side. Ọjà Ebutero Koolu market. Well, I do follow Lagos state government. Ìrànlọ́wọ́ tó ṣe fún wa because a ní kàkún pé wọ́n ṣàbúrú fún wa right. Bẹ̀rẹ̀ dáadáa náà ṣe fún wa nítorí àmọ́ bí omi ṣe ń da particular náà jáwa ẹ̀gbọ́n àmọ́ bómi ṣe ń dà wá láàmú sí. So bẹ̀rẹ̀ a dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ wọn fún exercise tí wọ́n ṣe lénìí. Bẹ̀rẹ̀ á dẹ̀ tún sọ fáwọn ará ọjà náà pé bá ṣe lè control pípàtẹ sí ibi tágbàrá wà àwa náà control wọn ṣe àtúnṣe lórí ẹ̀ dáadáa so that irú exercise báyìí kò tún ní padà wáyé mọ́ níbí except tó bá yẹ pé Lagos state kàn fà wá assist wa kí wọ́n fẹ́ máa bá wa kó kọ́tà yẹn then àwa ò ní block kọ́tà mọ́ nsìn since àti exercise yẹn bó ṣe ń lọ nsìn I think everything is okay by us àdẹ̀dúgbọ́ lọ́wọ́ Lagos state fún èyí tí wọ́n ṣe gbogbo àwọn mistake tó kù díẹ̀ tí a ṣe tẹ́lẹ̀ àní repeat ẹ̀ so àdúgbò lọ́wọ́ wọn.
Orúkọ mi ni Ntaisa Seriki Kòsọ́kọ́. Mo jẹ́ ara kan nínú àwọn kọmitì ọjà Èbúté-Èrò ní abẹ́ ìyálájà ọlọ́wọ́ ṣíbí. Tẹ́rí nǹkan tó kọ́kọ́ ń ṣẹlẹ̀ yìí náà, a kọ́kọ́ dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ ìjọba ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó. Ẹ̀gbọ́n wa, bọ̀dá wa, ọ̀nà gọ́vnà Sanwó-Olú àti ọ̀nkù wa ọ̀gá Wahab Tòkunbọ̀ ọlọ́run ọba á bá ràn wọ́n lọ́wọ́. Ọmọ Èkó ni wọ́n ń tún lu bàbá wọn ṣe ni. Nǹkan tí mo kàn fẹ́ sọ fún wọn ni pé nǹkan tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ yìí kàn jọ kó bá wa ṣe ní carrot and stick. Kàn jọ kàn á mọ̀ pé a ṣe nǹkan tí ò dáa and ẹlẹ́kọ̀ọ́kọ́ nǹkan tó ń ṣe nǹkan tó dáa ni o torí pé omi ń dà wá láàmú lálákọ̀ọ́kọ́ nípínlẹ̀ Èkó and gbogbo ohun tó yẹ kó bá wa ṣe wípé bíi tí bó ṣe ń bá wa tún kọ́ta yìí àti títì tó jẹ́ kó ti jì fẹ́ ń pé omi yẹn ò ráyè lọ Ọlọ́run bá ràn wọ́n lọ́wọ́ kó bá wa tún ṣe kán jọ kán ṣe wá jẹ́jẹ́ o kán ṣe wá jẹ́jẹ́ Èkó ò ní bàjẹ́ o ìtẹ̀síwájú Èkó là ń fẹ́ o Ọlọ́run bá wa gbé wọn ga o.
My APC, you know. Anyway, that's Ebúté-Èrò, Gorodomu, and all these Lagos Island markets, so to say. Yeah, our time is kind of like far spent. It's always like that, you know. I found a video, and I have been trying to use the Google video, Google video recognition or something to find out where is this. Some people said it is somewhere in Ebonyi. Others said no, it is not Nigeria. However, they said they are actually like a mining lead in this mine, sort of a minefield, right? Not minefield. I don't know what to call it. But let me share the video with you. Somebody said it is somewhere in Ebonyi State. We were talking about illegal miners and illegal mining across Nigeria, right? But the risk people have to put themselves through to really make what? But they are not mining gold, though. They say they are mining lead.
If I show you the kind of risk men they take to make money, they go the risk men they take. Man, you know they lazy guy. You know got your thing you won't tell me. See risk where I go see enter here and go walk like jacket. See risk where men they take to make money. Negodi. Okute sheba to go madina. Akobi yozo. Negodi. Na man.
Like it's not gold though. But people have dug a deep gully just to mine lead. How much are they selling that? Who are those buying it from them? And where in Nigeria was that? I'll leave us to it, okay? So thank you so much for your time with me. And I think we can possibly still take calls, right? So those who might want to contribute to the conversation tonight, it's been like loads and loads of, topics that we discussed. So whichever one that sort of catches your own fancy, interests you, you can use the phone, okay? Call in and add your own contribution, right? I'm going to first take a short break. And upon return, we will take calls. But if you have to leave, if you have to go, right? Like the broadcast, okay? Like the broadcast, share the broadcast, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I'll be back in a minute. Thank you. Welcome back. So I have my first caller on the line. I believe our first caller is a lady. Hello, ma'am.
Hello, Mayegun. This is Mosumola from Indiana, US.
Oh dear.
This is my first time of calling you my brother.
Oh dear. How are you doing?
I'm fine. I've been watching you for a very long time, for like years now.
But is this the first time you are calling or getting through, right?
Yeah, no, this is the first time I'll be calling you ever. Like,
it's the
and
first
I
time
went
ever,
through, so that's a good thing.
That's
Yes.
incredible. So, my lady, Mosu from Indiana, how are you doing, ma'am?
Well, I'm okay. Thank you so much for everything. And I just want to go straight to some points. And I hope people are hearing me right now.
Loud and clear.
Shall I speak?
Everybody can. Yes, ma'am. Please.
Okay. So firstly,
yes.
Let's just start from what is going on in Nigeria right now. I know you're very intellectual when it comes to politics. I don't think anything can work in that country, my brother.
Oh, yeah.
You see, with what this man is trying to do, Tinubu, our president. Let's say Tinubu is not the perfect person for the country, but let us be honest. Obi cannot do it. I'm sorry if Igbos might be thinking.
Don't be sorry. I mean, there are some realities that people need to actually admit. But
yes, so I'm a very so I'm a very straightforward person. Obi cannot do it. And nobody can do it either. You see what Baba is trying to do. Let's just say Tinubu is not perfect, like every other leaders. He's trying to the 6 geopolitical zones that he's trying to do. Look at how the Northerners came for him. Just look at that. And we call ourselves one Nigeria. And now let me remind everybody. Did you know the Fulani and the Hausas have been fighting for a very long time?
Yes, ma'am.
In the northern part of Nigeria? We Yoruba people, and I'm very sure Igbo people too, they don't know. South don't know, because we are living our own lives at the south. We might know here and there. Has anything happened in our country where we live? I live in the USA. If anything is happening in California and it's getting out of hand, the whole country knows about it.
That's right.
They call the attention of the. Why didn't they call the attention of everybody in Nigeria? Everybody look at what is going on between the Hausas and the Fulanis, or they are killing themselves. They were killing the Hausas because the Hausas want to go to school.
That's right.
That is the beginning of it. And we call ourselves
all these atrocities we are reporting from the northern part of Nigeria, 90% of the victims are actually the Hausas and other tribes.
God bless you, my brother.
I mean, I have a documentary, right? I have a documentary that shared, and that was like a shared, I think it was 2 years ago, right? And the Hausas were demanding for guns. Guess who they want to use the guns for? They want to use it on the Fulanis. They've said they have destroyed their schools, they have destroyed their farms, they have killed them in droves, and yet they want people to believe that it is Hausa Fulani, Hausa Fulani. No, there's nothing called Hausa Fulani. Nothing.
My brother, thank God that you're a Yoruba man, and I'm not trying to be biased. Our Yoruba tabang yi, Emma fall for Sharia law. You see, everybody needs to go to Aisha Yusuf page on YouTube and search for a post she made last week. She called it "You Will Feel Sorry for the Northerners." Small children, they are hundreds of them sitting on the floor begging for food. They were on the. You see, the Northerners. We Nigerians, we need to be realistic with ourselves. Nothing can work in that country, no matter how good you are. You're a very good person. Oh, you're very good in political, whatever. Nigeria is damaged. And I'm not trying to be negative. Everybody needs to go their separate ways. Period. You see the Fulani people. We are all saying, oh, Fulani. Are Fulani gods?
They are not. Oh.
Come to think of it. Look at the Yoruba land. We don't know more than to do we go to parties, we're educated, we travel. At the end of the day, look at what our people are turning themselves to. I see you posting one of these Wasil, Ainde, whatever. Look at the Muslims. I'm sorry for Muslim people, though, for some Muslims that Muslim. Look at Ali Majiri in Yoruba land. Indirectly, what's enslaved? Look at how they are coming out, cursing. I can't imagine that myself as a Yoruba woman.
They want destruction on someone. That's it.
I mean, if you know you have that power, why can't you use your power against the enemies that want to control your people? Why can't you come out and say, you know what, all the Fulanis in my land, I will pray to God. We're not going to use gun, no. I'm not saying so that the government will not come out. Now we are praying. I'm going to use my Quran to pray and take all you guys away. You cannot do that.
No.
That is wickedness. And you think you have the power to want to destroy a man because somebody make you feel sometimes. Mr. Mayegun, I don't want to talk too much.
No, Nigeria
cannot go. Nigeria cannot go anywhere. Let
People need to
everybody
understand that. You see, just to back you up a bit before you go, right?
Okay.
People need to understand what you the picture you are painting here. All right. That you see, there is no way that anybody who wants to say they want to fix Nigeria, the first thing is to balance the imbalance, which is the dependency of the northern Nigeria, which in actual fact, their people are not benefiting from it, but right, the sharing of the resources of Nigeria by the north, they contribute almost nothing, in which not that they can't contribute, but they have made them so much like dependent on the rest of Nigeria that if that sharing of money is altered today, Nigeria will break. And that is the reaction you are getting from them.
And Tinubu needs to spend that, and Tinubu needs to pass that. If Tinubu wants to show that it's Jagaban, I'm waiting in the parliament. He needs to pass that law, because you see, the Northerners are the ones that are taking this country backward. They are taking the country backward, and no, enough is enough. I'm a Yoruba person, I'm a Yoruba woman, and I'm proud of it. Enough of this mess. We need to break, or everybody, only let's restructure our country.
They don't want that, because you know something, restructuring Nigeria, as they say, right, is going to expose the North. Okay? And this is because of their political leaders who have built a system. For example, quota system. Quota system simply means, oh, our people are not intelligent enough. We can't compete with you. So we need an advantage. Oh, federal character. You know what? Our people can't compete with you. But we want to make sure that when we share public office, right, we must take this social share. Now, they categorically set their people up to say, we are inferior to you. We can't compete. So the rest of you have to live like that. And that's unacceptable.
You see this. You see the mental slavery. And please, before I, because I want to leave, so I know a lot of people want to come. Now, before I leave, I want to share this with my Nigerian people, just like you're saying. The Northerners, that's why these Fulanis, they know what they're doing, and we should not fall for their trap. I don't know if it's true, because I know you're very more into this more than I do. Or that one of mosque, maybe they created the mosque in the east side, or the Igbos. Igbos do not fall for this. And Yoruba Muslims that you're shouting up and down, go and get a job. And please do not turn our race to Almajiris, because that is not who we are.
No.
And the full, look at what is going on with the Hausas are all stuck right now. They're trying to get their life together out of these people. And lastly, God actually exposed the northern people when this man said he's going to take everything into 6 geopolitical zones. Then he said something about the aviation. He said he want to take aviation to
spread
other
all over these,
did you see how they reacted? My brother, did you see how they reacted? That means that they don't want the movement, they don't want the country to move forward. We need to get these people out of our life, period. Thank you, my brother.
Stay safe, God bless you, my dear Musu. And you have very good back, okay?
All right.
So there is there's a lot to unpack here in conversations like this, okay? Even though as we all have our sentiments, all right? When you look at the people from northern Nigeria, when we point fingers of them not being really productive or adding anything than what they are taking out, it is a general sentiment. It is not because the northern Nigeria doesn't have what it takes to be on their own, but you see their political class who have become so accustomed to this Brent crude, the money from the crude oil of southern Nigeria, and now the VAT money and any money at all, sharing it among themselves, living above their means, and became so lazy enough that they fear the drying up of this fund drying up so fast that they decided to turn their people against any idea that could really, for example, that could really improve them by them stopping being dependent. Because the money they are getting from Nigeria is not even reaching their people. So an average northerner will be made to believe that restructuring Nigeria is against them. Meanwhile, the unstructured Nigeria, well, structured Nigeria by the, because Fulani structured Nigeria to what it is right now, okay? So structured Nigeria is not even, it's not to their own benefit. Northerners are not benefiting anything from Nigeria, except their northern, northern criminal leaders. Similarly, the southern Nigeria is not benefiting anything from Nigeria, except the southern criminals. So restructuring the whole place, somehow, like, I don't even think restructuring should be the word. Break up the entire thing and let people fend for themselves. Yes, please. Hello there.
Hello, Baba.
Baba. Chriso, how you doing, sir?
I'm good. And you, sir?
I am very well, oh, Baba. Thank you so much for asking.
Yes. How is family and everyone?
Baba, we are surviving. That's the word. Surviving. We can't complain. Again, thank you so much.
Yes, so yes. I've been in Nigeria for over a week now, and
how is it?
Remember I told you, oh man, when I got to the airport, I asked myself, what am I doing here?
Oh dear.
I was welcomed with a very strong wave of heat, and there was no kind of air condition in a Lagos International Airport. I'm like, Jesus Christ! Upon all the money Lagos is bringing in, there is no kind of air condition.
Keyamo and others have done a great job in the
bullshit.
It's all propaganda, right?
Bullshit. I'm sorry to use that word. Bullshit. They have not done anything.
Same old.
Jesus Christ. Nigeria is gone. We have no country anymore, my ego. Everyone on the street is a suspect. It's like everyone wants to rip you off because that's their only way of survival. Nigeria, I'm sorry. Like the other caller said, they should probably break it up right now and save people the little that
they have tried
regionalism.
They have tried parliamentary system. They have tried military, presidential system. They are trying democracy now. The only thing we haven't tried is to break it up. Go. So if it don't work, we can decide to come back together later. But for now, everybody just go their separate ways and see what happens.
Imagine the audacity. Should they have even shown this online, giving weak investment? I mean, Nigerians are trying, they can take bullshit.
I tell you, Baba, Nigerian politicians.
This kind of thing cannot happen in a country like Colombia, where people can actually kill people. Nigerians are nice people, seriously, right in front of you. The same man, one idiot is not telling you he's the best minister. Where people have lost their houses.
Businesses,
where people have lost businesses, you are not telling me.
Because this constructing road. It's constructing some inner roads in Abuja right now.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. All these things Wike is doing is just propaganda.
Of course now.
He's not doing what people are still dying of poverty in there. He's not trying to create new companies, not trying to empower people. No. Is it the roads that people will eat? Okay, fine. He's building roads. Is he empowering agricultural sector for them to be able to produce food? He's not. He's just building roads for his own elite.
I mean, at least awarding contracts. That's what they do. Awarding road contracts and what have you.
To themselves. He makes his own colleagues richer.
Give me a sec, Chriso, right? I think we're having issue with the audio. I'll be back in a minute, okay? Just hang in there for me, okay?
Okay.
I'll be back.
Nigerian government is not doing enough against Boko Haram.
My name is Nnamdi. And the reason why we're here today is to protest the killing of innocent women and children, and men for that matter, all over Nigeria, especially in the northern part of Nigeria. We are not happy, we are not pleased with what is happening, and that is why we're here today. As you can see, there are a lot of Nigerians who are protesting about the killing of families, people who are determined to tear the country apart violently, and it is not something that we support. It is not something that we would like to see continue, and we are here today to send a clear message to the Nigerian government, to the High Commissioner, that what is happening in the country is unacceptable, and we cannot accept it. If that continues, it will lead to the violent disintegration of the country. There will be no more Nigeria for anyone to go to. There will be no Nigeria for anyone to refer to. In fact, what is happening in Somalia today will be like a tea party. So we cannot allow this nonsense to continue. Something has to be done. And the consequences of the actions of terrorism in Nigeria must be driven home to the people, so that even the terrorists themselves will be able to understand that there is no mileage in where they're going. The only thing they can accomplish is the breakup of Nigeria. If they think that they can cower people, if they think they can force people to be coerced into a religion which is not theirs, then they are clearly mistaken. We are asking for peace. We are asking for people to get together. We are asking for everybody who loves Nigeria, who is associated with that country, to please prevail upon terrorism in Nigeria so we can bring it to an end. That is why a multitude of Nigerians are gathered here today. Those of us in the UK are determined to work with the government for peace. We are determined to work with the Council Committee for peace. But one thing we cannot stomach is a repeat of 1966. What is happening today in Nigeria was the reason why Nigeria fought a bitter civil war for 3 years between 1967 and 1970. If this continues, there will be another civil war in Nigeria. And this time around, no place will be safe in Nigeria. This time around, nobody will be safe in Nigeria. So it is imperative.
How many times would they tell you before you know that Nigeria is not for you?
So, you're there.
Yes, hello, I'm here.
Thank you so much. I have to quickly sort that out, or else, people will begin to say audio. And I think our audio is
yes,
now.
Yes.
Please, close it
up. Okay, great. Yes. My ego. I see the way people are suffering in Nigeria now. I see this thing firsthand. I now ask myself, how are these people? Like a small bottle of Fanta cost 450 naira.
What? Like 5 cl.
You know this?
What is it called?
Yes, exactly. 450 naira. I bought one today for my son. 450 naira. This is something we buy 50 naira before. Now, how can the poor be able to? Yes, this is what I think. That's why I'm saying to you now, everyone is a suspect on the street. People are hunting. They look for the nearest person to look. I bought 4 TVs before I came back, LG TVs.
Right.
Guess what? They gave me fake TVs.
How is that?
They ripped me up because they just is an adulterated LG. And I wanted to buy the real LG. They gave me fake one just to make money. That's what I mean. People do things now. Now it's very obvious. Like, it's hard to meet honest people right now in Nigeria because people are looking for a way to survive. People are looking for a way to survive right now. Don't trust
somebody sent me a message before the program this evening, and they said a friend of theirs who works in Unilag, they've not been paid for some months now, and their minimum wage is still 35,000 naira. That's how much they have been paid. How can anybody be paying you 35,000 naira in that contraption today, and you have not even been paid?
Yes, and now imagine what that kind of person will now do to survive. That's what I'm trying to say to you now. Imagine that. My ego Baba, 2027 is a do or die for all Nigerians. So it's either they die or they do it. It's a do or die for them. At least let them make an effort. I rest my case, Baba.
God bless you. Christo, stay safe, Baba, all right? And then...
yes, I will.
Okay. God bless you. Here is another caller, and I think...
Then, yes, I will.
Okay. A lady.
Good evening, Michael. How are you?
I'm very well, oh. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. I'm just enjoying your show today. I wasn't going to... A very interesting one. I wasn't going to call for your first caller.
Lady Mosu.
Is that her name?
She has so much to say that, you know, she just was like rolling her enough that I'm like, you know what? Calm down.
Yeah, I mean, do you know what? Right? I think she has some... I think her heart is in a good place, right? I think her heart is in a good place. But you see, what riles me is when somebody tries to tell me that there's any good in Tinubu. I just can't, you know. I can't compute. I'm like, Tinubu, you know, Baba Tinubu, waiting. No.
Yeah, it's
that man
sentiment. You see, Charm, you see that sentiment where a lot of us knows that this fake contraption, right, is a false country, right, where many have been saying the northern Nigeria, they love to control power, okay? The moment they are out of power, right, they get exposed. That every effort anybody makes to try to want to, right, do anything different to their status quo, they will fight back. And to some people, right, if thiefnubu's action will rile them, okay, even if you don't like him, you want him to do it and see, let them do their worst, kind of. You know that sentiment.
Yeah, I mean, I understand that sentiment and I actually appreciate it, but let us not make him a saint because we kind of like we are trying to get at something, right? We all want to be kind of like uncoupled from this contraption, right? Because I understand what you're saying. It seems like you have the Fulanis who seem to be able to get away with any and everything, murder included, right? And then it also seems like we are their subjects, right? But they pretend that we are one Nigeria when we know actually we're not one Nigeria, right? There's not even a country called Nigeria to start off with. When you think about it realistically, it's not a real place because none of our forebears agreed to this contraption. Nobody said, okay, this is how we are going to be one and call ourselves this. This was something that was put together and then given to said Fulanis by the Western, you know, the Western allies, basically, right? So I think for me, I just took, you know, like, you know, let's not say this man is part of the problem that we have. And I think the reason why I even want to call it out is because I see the end of Nigeria, right? Whether or not it's something that happens organically or something that is forced to happen because every other country around us is kind of like going through their own awakening, so to speak. Look at Congo, you know, all of a sudden it's erupting there. We don't know the end of what is going to happen in Congo, but I'm very happy for Congo because I feel like that is one of the countries that have really suffered. Do you understand? Yeah. Really suffered the colonial, from the colonial masters, from even what is going on today. That is a country that the people have suffered and lots of people have died to the, you know, and nobody talks about it. Millions of Congolese people have died from, you know, time immemorial, and no one has spoken about it. Historically, it's not even there. The only people that remember it are us. Are we Africans that know exactly what they've been through? And so it's either
King Leopold. So the time
yes, from the time
they had to kill Patrice Lumumba and on.
Patrice Lumumba, you know, and everything. So, and when we're talking about people, the Congolese, we're talking about people in their millions that were killed. Millions of Congolese people that were killed. Even till today, children being killed and raped and murdered, all of that is still going on in Congo, right? And they're one of the richest the countries with the richest minerals in the whole world. There are even minerals that nobody even knows any idea what to do with, and they're there. Do you understand? Where the world hasn't even advanced to the point of knowing what to do with those minerals, you have it in Congo.
That's right.
Do you understand? So I'm happy that those kind of awakenings, and I feel like If Nigeria doesn't get its act together, or if this entity, this geographical expression does not get its act together, eventually we will be swept with that whole, awakening that is going on with the Sahel countries, with Congo and all of that. And then when people are talking about, you say, I hate this, let's wait for 2027. If you wait for 2027, right, you will still have, what is his name, going to be your president, whether you like it or not. Just like Delefaro to me has been saying, that we need to start pushing for reforms, electoral reforms, the removal of, what's the name of this, the person who is currently the INEC chairman. Yes, the Mahmoud guy. So this is what we should be talking about. This is not, coming to Mayego's platform to ask Mayego, what are we supposed to do? All of us are suffering it.
All of us.
Whether we want to agree or not, whether we want to appreciate that we are all suffering it together, diaspora and those, all of us who are in Nigeria as well, do you understand? We're all going through it. So if we're waiting for 2027, the time is now to actually start making that push for, getting rid of this man and getting rid of thiefnubu as far as I'm concerned. Because even all of this, he's going to do this regional, whatever government. Nobody said that. Sometimes something might just even be smoke screen. Let's get them talking. Let's divert their attention from the things that we really want to do. Let's just give them this crumbs. Let's talking about it and hoping, that somehow something is going to happen. We still forget that thiefnubu is a CIA asset. That hasn't remained. That hasn't changed. He hasn't stopped being an asset. He is still a CIA asset. So whatever the CIA wants him to do, that is what he's going to do. Now, if it is in the best interest of said CIA for us to remain the way we are, forget about regional government. It's not going to happen, because again, when you have those regional autonomies, you don't know what is going to give birth to.
Well, even if you understand any form of government, right? People needs to be involved. Any form of changes that is to take place, and the people are not the decider. If somebody is making a plan, like thiefnubu and his gang are doing, everybody must understand that it is not in your interest. Any decision that is taken, that you are not involved, like a sovereign national conference, for example, where people have to actually agree that they still want to remain together under this arrangement.
You know what?
Some people will write and push.
Exactly.
Like it's going to go against the people we don't like. Then you know what? I don't like thiefnubu, right? But me, I like what he's trying to do. You are being played. That's the point.
You are being played. That's another thing I want to say. And finally, because I know other people want to call. You see, when I was listening to you and I was, they had the Sowore, people singing slowly, and all of that business. I was just saying to myself, what kind of democracy, what kind of governance has turned powerful people into singers and dancers, for goodness sake? What kind of, who told us that this stupid democracy that they sold to us is actually for us? A democracy that ties your hand at the back, that you as a whole man, you can't do nothing but to march and sing solidarity forever, for goodness sake. When you came into this world, you have the inalienable right.
How come that, America that practices democracy, that's where you are, right? I have seen you guys, involved in like thousands of different protests. How come they sing soli in America, by the way? Have you ever heard it in any of the gatherings in the US?
I've never heard it in any of the gatherings in the US. Let me tell you, I'm at that point, right? And I say thanks to your platform. I'm at that point where I'm giving democracy as a whole the side eye, because I just don't even think that it gives people the power that they have been born with to pursue the happiness, to look for things and do things, to move in a way that, you're not really dependent on the government to tell you to move, because you have the right to do so. Look at us, we're all holding our hands, slowly, there is going to change anything. You're not going to change anything, for God's sake. People like Yes Weekend have to understand that you can't just get up there and treat the rest of us like sheep because you're some glorified shepherd. No, you're not a glorified shepherd. I was supposed to tell you, enough is enough. Get out of there. We don't need you anymore. Now, until we have that kind of so-called democracy or governance style where the people in power understand that we are not your subjects.
No.
Okay? We are not beholden to you.
No.
You will leave when you displease us. when we get to that, that's the kind of democracy that we need to be getting to. That's the kind of governance style we need to get to. And bottom line is, we're not going to get that with any of the things that we're doing here. I love Obi, and you know that. You know I love Obi. But I've told you here on this platform that Obi needs to start talking about, breaking up the country, or people coming together to agree whether or not to continue.
Maybe that's a tough call for him, but I want him to actually genuinely, right, considering the fact that he's a one Nigerianist, right? Let's give that to him. He's a one Nigerianist. But I want to see some level of advocacy on his part, right? That includes, right, calling out the entire system that is rigged before any election. Absolutely. You get that now? Absolutely. Demand for new constitution. Make it obvious. Demand for electoral reform and the dissolution of this electoral body. That's not too absolutely. Don't let people demand for it. Let people understand. Without these things, say it loud and clear. Let people know that this is where you are going, and that if you enter power, this is what you're going to do. We're not going to carry on with this stupid constitution, and we're not going to carry on in a country where the law is only let the establishment know this is your position. Exactly. Let the establishment know that this is what you're going to do. That's one of my grasp with him. Let the northerners that own oil wells in the south, southeast, south, understand that when I become president, you're not going to have that anymore. So if you don't let the people control their resources, I will push for that. Let the people control their resources. Let every region control their resources. When you start talking like that, that is what I'm looking for. They won't. Okay? They won't do that. That would be like too much. It will be like me and you. And they said that won't win him an election. So you know what? But we're not supposed to. We're not supposed to. And that's and I think that's the whole point. We're not here to win elections. We're here to change the country. This contraction, whatever this is, can't continue. And in fact, its time is up. And I think is that its time is up is what is manifesting that you're seeing, up and down the whole place. Let me let other people call. I appreciate this. Okay, you stay safe there over there, ma'am. So indeed, we are not politicians, and of course, the way Mia will talk, Peter Obi won't talk like that. The way Sowore will talk, Obi won't talk like that, because somehow, right? You still have to be a little bit cunning. If you are very blunt, the way we are talking, automatically they will consider that you are not electable. Being honest, being straightforward is something that is a big virtue, so to say, that a Nigerian typical politician or anybody that professes one Nigeria always distance themselves from. You still have to be deceitful to some extent. And I'm not for that, okay? Here, hello.
Hello.
Baba.
I actually didn't even expect my call to be picked up. But I just wanted to make a quick comment on the last caller. No offense though. Right. The more I watch this program, the more I realize that, see, the older generation, they will never change. Even when you look at that Obasa video, look at all the people that were surrounding him. Are they not old people?
Yeah.
The older generation, you're calling, you give a nice speech, and then you ended with, this is what you to hear Obi speak, saying, or you want to, like, how old are you? Like, grow up, be realistic. These people don't care about you. Maybe you think you're from the same tribe, and it will be like, because you are like that, you are expecting Obi to also be, he's a human being. Doesn't matter what tribe person comes from, doesn't matter what religion the person comes from, if they are going to mess you over, they will mess you over. All things that you are expecting him to say, it doesn't favor him, and it's all about personal interest. Politics is a game of personal interest. So how does your speech that you're expecting from Obi, how do you expect it to favor him? He never benefited from a good system. All he benefited was from a corrupt system. But at this age in time, in 2025, you are still mentioning this guy's name and you're expecting him to save you. This guy's not going to do all that. Even if he promises all that, look at, he's smiling at the people that slaughtered your people. He smiles with them. He takes pictures with them. You are still pushing this guy's name. Nigeria is not to change with this current generation. I'm telling you. See, all this current generation is gone because they are, in my opinion, they are majority of the problem in this country. They are the ones that vote. They are the ones that still push bad people. Do you want a non-corrupt country or do you want a partially corrupt country? Which one do you want? You have to make up your mind. If you still want partially corrupt, you are still talking about Obi, then you are not saving anybody anything. All it's going to become is less corrupt and eventually more corrupt after, because they will never stop. If you are not going to lock these people up, stop wasting our time. If you are not going to clean the whole space up, stop wasting everybody's time. And it's only Gen Z that knows the difference between good people and bad people. They don't want anything in between. This older generation, they still want somebody that is no any in between. This older generation, they still want, 50% corrupt, 50% good. You are wasting your time. You are just wasting your time. Is that what you enjoy outside your country? Is it 50-50? You know that. But low-key, deep down, you still want to favor yourself. You still want to favor the person you like. You still want to... The person you like may not be... It's not always going to be the person that will help you at the end of the day. It's not the person that is going to free you at the end of the day. So, at the end of the day, you can't change... what's this thing? You can't teach your old dog new tricks. And that's just the sad part. It's going to happen for as long as there's no military.
Okay, well, let me put this based on what you've said now, Solo Baba. See, we seems to, you and the last caller seems to be on the same pedestal, right? Put it this way. The last caller was talking about what is expected, something that can actually make people like them feel like, okay, maybe there's a chance. If you are saying things like this, right? Like this and that,
yes.
You too, you are on that same pedestal of, there's something you expected him to say or stop wasting our time. For example, right?
Yes.
The last caller was like, hang on one sec, right? The last caller was like, speak on this constitution, speak on this electoral reform, speak on the dissolution of this and that. You want him to speak on what he's going to do. There's no 50-50. We are going to deal with criminals. We are going to deal with thieves, and we're going to stop it. Rather than just be like, 50-50. So you're almost on the same pedestal. There's still an expectation here.
Yes.
But your conclusion is that the older generation are so neck deep in the rot. They are product of the rot. And nobody should expect them to do anything, right?
And they have more exposure. The younger generation have already accepted it for what it is. The older generation, at this age, in this year, with as much information as you are getting, you should know you would never... It's not a question of maybe. You should know at this point that is not going to say it. So why do you still have hope there? And this is the problem. We still have hope in corrupt people. We still have hope in thieves. We still have hope in crooks.
It's a case of the lesser the evil. Like the devil and the deep blue sea, kind of,
It will never work for Nigerians. We know who we are. It will never work. We all know each other. Forget all these smoke and mirrors. We know each other. Small corruption will never work for us. Somebody will still blow it up and still mess up the whole place. So
a working system. Anyway, thank you so much, Solo. All right. Let me take another one again, because people always have their own angle and perspective to every issue, right? You stay safe as usual, okay? Thank you so much, Baba. Okay. So here is another caller, and here is Prince Adebayo from Sweden. You are
my king
midway today. How you doing,
my
Prince?
King. My king, I'm very, very good. I'm very, very good.
Fantastic.
Very, very good.
It seems to be like a very, very heated room tonight. So you want to add to the temperature, or you want to cool it?
Yeah, I want to cool it because
okay, go for
because
it.
I believe every speaker has a point, But today I just want to make mention of my observation, which is something we all need to ponder upon.
Right.
When you played the Peter Obi video, one thing I got from the video was that statement he made that the people that are coming to form coalition Are they coming to grab power, or they are coming to come and change the paradigm? Because Ilutidaru.
You get? And moreover,
There's
even in my presentation, I said what I suspected then from what prompted him to have said that, yeah, was because he has started with them. He's met with them. They've chatted. And maybe what he kind of deduced from what most of them are saying is that they are more interested in grabbing power than addressing the issue of the country, per se.
Yes.
The imbalance. So that's why I said I don't want to be a part of any coalition that is about grabbing power.
Exactly. Baba, there's something you mentioned. You know, I don't miss your program. Yesterday's program, you said it yourself. The person that arrested Sowore and the reasons they are given, it doesn't align. No. You cannot arrest somebody in Lagos and then take him to Abuja, and then the Abuja is saying what's the court saying? The jurisdiction. Which jurisdiction? So everything is upside down, lopsided, and you always say it sometimes. You say one ministry that doesn't have anything to do with certain things, we go and make purchases, and they will say, "Is this ministry?" You'll be shocked. You'll be like,
And now,
what is the business of this?
This Ministry of Education renovating palaces in
exactly,
or Ministry of Agriculture constructing solar street lights,
solar panel. Exactly.
And you'll be like,
to make sense,
what's the correlation?
What's the correlation? So everything is, apart from the fact that we needed to, in a normal situation, if things were normal, we needed to change the Western education that was given to Africa, to Nigeria. We now compounded it and over-compounded it that we don't even know. Every year they read budget, we don't know, they're just reading it to pay themselves so that they can just siphon the money without doing anything. So everything is upside down. The jollof rice is just like jollof rice. You cannot clean it again to be white rice. You just throw it away and start a new one. That's where we are. That's where we are. But so that was what I picked from that thing that Obi said. And then coming to
that alone should remind everybody that those who are claiming to want to rescue Nigeria do not really have Nigeria at heart, and that should be concerning. So there is no, it is not yet Uhuru.
It's not yet Uhuru. And Nigeria this corruption is too much, and then Nigerians are tribalistic people. So that is even compounding the problem. Who wants to come and die for another person?
None.
If you start to come now, they will say, when Igbo was coming up with all his energy, when he was still an honest person, the other one, what's his name? Gani Adams was telling you, be careful, this and that and this. They were not aligned. Now that one is quiet. This one now came up, and I know the other one we antagonized. And they are not aligned. So when we are not aligned, we want to stand up for who? Because the place is not a real place, Seth. It's not a real place.
Prince, thank you so
much.
much.
How do we want to sit down now?
Yeah.
Baba, thank you.
God bless you. Thank you so much for adding yours
God bless you.
to this, okay? It's a really heated room tonight. Here is Emoji.
Hello,
sir. Hello, sir.
Hello, Maya. Good evening from here.
Good evening to you. How are you?
So I'm fine. I'm fine, thank you. And you?
Well, very well. Thanks for asking.
Mayagu, it's very, very unfortunate that the lady they called the first time that they made educated people to be people that are singing now, turn them to musicians or tongue criers, if I may say. And coming to Charm also and what she said. Yeah, what she said is what everybody wanted, and I like how you balance it. There are some things Sowore will say, Obi will not say. There are things Obi will not say, Sowore will not say. But from this interview they did Obi today, from what he said, we can see a little bit fighter in him. The reality has dawned on him now. for him to say that. There's another thing behind it, you know. So I believe, because Nigerians are wonderful people, they obey laws. When you see them at the airport flying back to Nigeria, that little locker they used to put there to board you in, they will be obedient. But once they orderly, but once they stamp them to go in the plane, you see them fighting with the where to put their loads on top. You know, people will be fighting inside the plane, you know. So I believe if a strong hand, the only problem Nigeria have is the Fulanis, those people, that oligarchy that have a entitlement mentality. So that's the only problem. And Obasanjo tried to do it. Obasanjo did it. Like the lady said, he liked what Tinubu is doing. That was exactly what the other man said yesterday. You can't tell me, you cannot tell me that Tinubu is the right person, or whatever he's doing is doing it good. This thing what Tinubu is doing now, Obasanjo did it halfway before Jonathan came in. You know, he tried to remove the feeding bottle from their mouth, and that time they were shouting. They hate Obasanjo that time. But when Obasanjo told Jonathan to step aside, let him finish that job. So Jonathan not deceived, went to the north, started building their Almajiri school for them, and at the end of the day, they disappointed him. Going back to what Obi just said, you know, Obi has done a lot of meetings with them, and he has seen that these people are still the same people there. So, the best thing, for my own opinion, the best thing is just to bomb that place, destroy it, scatter that place, everybody go their way, bomb them. See, because we keep on talking. I heard when you ask somebody, have they ever heard anywhere in the Western country that singing solidarity? No. In Nigeria, solidarity is hospital. Solidarity is come and build school. Solidarity is come and build road. So, and those people singing solidarity, when you turn back, you see them sharing envelope. So they should destroy those places, bomb that place down. A carpenter can never be a shoemaker. In Nigeria, a carpenter is not a shoemaker. All these ones is like these scholars. President Adebayo said, you see, interior minister doing a Ministry of Works job. You see, look at Wike getting the best minister. So, but that award, I believe, is deceived. They want him to calm down, but I believe they are sending Wike away very soon. No. I believe Tinubu want to discharge him. He wants him to calm down. If you watch him, Tinubu is a cunning man. You see what he told Abati? Oh, I down my cap for him. Now they gave him an award as a best minister. So he wants him to calm down. And he's now working with Ifubara, because he needs that River State in 2027, if there will be 2027. Thank you so much, Mayezu. Bomb that place down.
You have a very good job, Oba. So our time is gradually rounding up, and indeed, because I used overused my time earlier, that's why we have this extra 12 minutes to go. So if you are still interested in contributing to this conversation, your time is now. Indeed. Let me take this, and we must make it snappy too, because we can still allow one or two other people to contribute. Hello there. Baba. Good evening, sir. How are you?
How's your family?
Oh, we thank God. Oh, thanks so much for asking.
Yeah. Now, two things I want to say light on. I sent you a video now with the other number.
Okay.
That video is about I don't know if that video is somehow AI manipulated. And I saw it online, and I picked it up and I sent it to you. It's something about Congo, their gold, you know.
Okay.
Yeah, you see that. But that's not what I want to talk about.
In it. Go on.
No. I mean, I sent you a video, you just see it and think it's real. You know, it's how people, what is happening in Congo, you know. You see the gold on the floor and people are saying, the guy is saying, in French, he said, this country is blessed, so, you know, because you see stones, they are gold. Just, you see the video, I sent it with the other number.
Now. I'm looking at it.
Yes.
It's like
yes. I don't know if it's
stones on the
yes.
ground. Okay.
Yes. But I had a friend from that area where there is war now, and he told me this many years ago, over 20 years ago, that things like this exist. Before I saw this video, he told me sometimes if it's raining, you can easily see stones that are gold. I don't know if it's real.
Yeah,
So, but what I want to talk
so
about is,
much, see, when it comes to these mineral resources like gold, uranium, diamond, and what have you, you remember they did there is a movie called The Blood Diamond, I think.
yes. Today, I don't watch movies.
It was actually made because of the resources of Congo. They are that rich, man. They are.
Yes.
Or the poverty in that
So, my
place,
sorry. Yeah. My brother, I want to talk about two things.
Go on.
Okay. One is, I don't know what happened. Our Kemi is no more talking. Are you hearing me? Our Kemi, the UK tourist.
Kemi only uses, she actually talk about Nigeria, right? But it's just that because we're in the age of internet, okay, social media. Whenever she's, whenever she's talking about, she talks mostly about the UK. And when she's saying that, she only uses Nigeria as a bad example of how a country should never be run. And every time she makes that statement, she uses her own personal experience. It's not as if like Kemi will just wake up and start talking about it. She doesn't really care about Nigeria.
No. I want to say like,
remember that when she became the leader of the conservative in the UK, it was this Ronukus in Nigeria and some Nigerians that started celebrating it. So I was like, why are you celebrating that? Kemi became a leader of a conservative. She doesn't give a damn about Nigeria. She doesn't identify as Nigerian. Only for them to start receiving the matches that, if you need a bad example of a country, Nigeria. She doesn't give a damn about Nigeria.
I want to say something that our people that are listening that Kemi does not hate Nigeria.
She doesn't.
I want people to understand that. Kemi, it's just like a Nigerian. It's one of us that is seeing how these people they are destroying our country. And she never had a voice. Now she has a voice. You understand? She's just an angry Nigerian, just like you and me.
Yep.
Who knows what's going on? So now she has a voice. And she can say whatever she wants. She can, she kind of provoke those people that are leaving us. That's what she's doing. Not that she hates Nigeria. No. She's just an angry, Nigeria who knows what is happening, who is now living in the Western world, who knows how a country should work, who knows that this country that is now about to leave is a poor country. But where we are coming from is a rich country. We should live even more than people more than people in Dubai.
Fortunately,
a Nigerian should be qualified at least to get at least 5,000 euros every month. Compared to what we have. And the second thing again, I want to say, I want to remind some of our people when they call in. There are things here that will create problems for us. We are here to enlighten our people. Don't come here and say we should bomb somewhere. No. We're not into that. Because we are living in the Western world. This will create problems for us and they will begin to see us as people who make problems. We're not making problems. We just want our people to know what's happening. So please always remind our people to be moderate with their words.
Exactly.
I beg.
I know. I wish I could put minds and then but thank you so much for saying that. It's very, very, very crucial. Okay. Thank you so much for that contribution as well, right? You stay safe. See, there is a part of this broadcast that I forgot to say something on, and now that we are talking about how the Western world probably sees Nigeria and what have you. Okay. See, you remember that the executive order of Donald Trump suspended the. Give me a second. The executive order of Donald Trump suspended the money being given to the NGOs all over the world, including Africa, right? So I have seen a lot of reactions, especially today. It's like this is the time that reality is now settling in. You see, in Africa, there's so much American dollars that is being channeled towards payment for health care, like people living with AIDS, tuberculosis, malaria, and what have you. And you see all these NGOs in Africa, they are living large on this American dollar. That some African countries actually depends, their healthcare depends so much on the money coming from these NGOs that they don't even mind how corrupt their governments are in Africa. In Nigeria, in 2020, 2023, 2024, over $200 million from the USAID and others entered Nigeria. Okay? They were money meant to provide antiretroviral drugs for the people living with HIV in South Africa, in Nigeria, and other diseases in Africa like that, right? So, to the point that some of these NGOs are living large on this money, okay? Most of the money don't even really reach the population. But now that the money has stopped, those who are working with these NGOs, some of them are going to lose their job. The money will dry up. And Africans are now being made to hate Donald Trump for that. And then you ask yourself, you have Ministry of Healthcare, Abi, Ministry of Health. You have Ministers of Health. You have budgets that your politicians in Africa are living so large that some of them are even like getting paid more than their Western counterparts. There are African ministers, politicians who are earning more money than Secretary of State in America, Secretary of Health or what have you in the UK or all over the world, right? And yet their people are not seeing the money to actually fund their healthcare. So now they want to make you hate Donald Trump for stopping the money. And then you are not angry with your own government in your country who are spending your money on themselves rather than on you, on your healthcare. I've been reading a lot about it today and I'm like, does this even make any sense? That you are angry that America won't give you the money anymore. What happened to your country? What happened to your government? You know? Yeah. Hello.
Yeah, boss.
Baba,
Hello.
I'm so
Good,
sorry, right?
good
I have to keep you waiting. You
No,
have been so
no,
relentless,
man,
right?
listen.
I'll feel bad if I
No,
don't pick your call.
listen. I'm super excited because I've been calling like yesterday. I called like a billion times. Today, like I'm literally calling with 100 phones, so I don't mind how long,
I can see
as
that
long
you
as
are
I
probably
can go
using like
through.
2 phones as well to get through. And I'm
I
like, I need to pick
did.
this
I
call before I call
literally,
it tonight. You have started calling from the moment we started taking calls. Unfortunately, you've not been that lucky. But now you are.
like, I
How are you,
actually
Baba?
called yesterday, from the beginning to the end. I'm doing great. You know, like, so this is the thing, right? When I heard you always talk about this Nigeria with we Nigerians, we have our own problem. Once our person is in power, we can't see the wrong he's doing.
No.
You understand? Until he left the power, they will realize, Yoruba nation, Biafra, and all of this. So this is the thing. Yesterday, someone called and said Tinubu is a God sent, right?
Yes, so
Then
it was this our brother from the same US anyway, Emmanuel.
yeah. So I said, if Tinubu is a God sent, so what are we going to talk about what are we going to talk about Mayego? That was one question, right? Then the second thing, I heard a girl cut today, and she said, our Baba Tinubu is doing this, is doing that. If Tinubu is really doing what she is thinking Tinubu is doing, how come remember Tinubu have been in power for like 2 years now?
Yes.
If I'm wrong, you might correct me.
No,
So
he's
why
been there
can't
for over
Tinubu
20 months now. And in another 3 months, it's going to be like a year. 2 years. Go on.
So how come Tinubu said, all right, let's go to real federalism. Let's just imagine, right? And really do this thing. Leave this task nonsense alone, because at the end of the day, we know what's going to happen with that. What about Calabar Coastal Way? You understand? So that is another thing. And this is the thing. You know why? And another thing I noticed too, 2027 is fast approaching.
It is.
You see, all those Ecuadorians, they are not pretending to be they are not pretending to be advocates, and they are not calling in your shows, pretend like Obi is this. But remember, if Obi was a northerners, Fulani, Obi message will be eating different because Obi is an Igbo man. That is the reason why anytime Obi say anything, people always criticize him.
I know.
But if he's an outside man
It
now,
sort of like
the message
triggers them. And I keep wondering that is the man that came third. I've never seen a prominent fourth place person ever, even though we know that it got rigged to that place, right? It was like a fix.
Right.
But the truth is that I've never seen people get so triggered from the walls of somebody who came third. Like, why are they always so triggered? Why?
And okay, but this is another thing too. When as terrible as Buhari was, right? Remember during Buhari time, people were still winning election, right?
Yep.
Regardless. But this time now nobody is winning election anymore. If they don't pick you, you are gone.
That's right.
Regardless how you understand. So and another thing too we have to remember. Let me tell you this quick story. I have a friend of mine in Nigeria. So during Buhari first time, right?
Yep.
So my friend, it was a bachelor. He called me, said, bro, so I want to start a business. I said, how much do you need and what type of business? So he told me this good idea of the business he want to do. He said 5 million. I said, okay, I will help you with 3 million naira. You go get 2 million naira. He did. Right. So he started this business. What was the business? He will buy this Toyota Corolla from the US or used one. So regardless the condition of the car, they will ship the car to Nigeria. He will claim the car. He will go and fix it, do everything, will sell it. So this business, yes. Then he actually wanted to involve me. I said, no, I don't want to be a part of it. I dash you the money, don't pay back, yours too. So this guy started this thing. Before we know, from this guy buying one car, he started buying 2 cars. From 2 cars, he started buying 3 cars. From that one, he got married. Before I know, he said, Oga, thank you, you have changed my life. From one room that he rented flat. So this guy started doing good. And they was having this app.
Even under Buhari, Obi?
Under Buhari first term. Second term now, this Buhari second term, right? This guy is now having like 10 cars. I will ask him, where do you park it? He say, Oga, I will park it in my neighborhood. I will park it here. You understand? He was living in Lagos. Now, this guy, Buhari second term, he has the second child, right? He did marriage, they go rent flat here and the wife. This guy now become a dealer. Remember, he started with one Corolla car. Now he's now buying Corolla Mercedes from the US.
Wow.
Then when 2023 election was coming, I asked him, I don't want to mention his name. I said, who are you voting for? He said, Tinubu. I said, why Tinubu? He said, Tinubu is a genius, so Tinubu is this, so Tinubu beat Lagos. I said, this Tinubu of a guy is a very terrible person, because I was watching your news and everything I learned from you. I was telling this guy, I said, regardless, Obi, I feel like Obi is the best man for the job. Me, I'm obedient. This guy was telling me, we don't even need Tinubu. All we need Tinubu to be there. We are going to use Sheyi brain. I was like,
they don't need his physical, they need his brain. No, they have his brain.
Yeah, they will use the Tinubu son. They just need Tinubu to be there. They will use the son's brain. Because he said the son will be carrying out the job of his father. I said, guy, what?
There was so much foolish back then, man. It was like people were under spell.
You know, after Obi lost the election, I was so upset, right? I didn't talk to this guy. A year later, so a few weeks ago, I don't know what thing do me. I said, let me call this guy. Let me see what's up.
Just check on
Baba, I called him. He said, boss, you just abandoned me. I said, you forget about me now. He said, boss, I don't go forget you. Things have not been normal with me. I said, wait here. He said, I just got to Abuja last week. I said, what are you doing in Abuja? You have contract. They say, contract care. He said, boss, I become me alone by myself. I said, where is your family and wife? He said, boss, I just come here last week. I didn't even get place to stay. I did try see. I want to start all over again for a year. I said, what went wrong? He said, boss, even self, I was thinking of killing myself.
What happened to his business?
Baba, as I'm speaking to you now, this guy, he said, guy, I don't get business. He said, after I lose all my
how many people see? Do you actually know how many people that their life got so ruined in the last 20 months. Like, for real.
Baba,
You are just sharing your own experience here, right? I have people. Honestly, I have people that were always, I mean, it was like they were all under spells. I'm talking about people who had businesses, who had a lot to lose. Here you get. And within a year, they've lost so much that you can tell.
This was someone during Buhari who was buying 10 cars. We started with one car, one Corolla. Now,
do you know how much it takes to import one car to Nigeria now? People can't even buy 2010 Corolla, 2010 Corolla. People can't buy it right now. 2005 Corolla, they can't buy it right now.
Baba, as I'm talking to you right now, this guy is telling me like he's in Abuja, homeless. He can't even recharge his car to go online. He said, that's why you haven't called me since. He said, thank you for calling me, oh bros. I still just happy saying you still think of me. I said, where is your wife and children? He said, he was telling me, he was thinking about suicide, like killing himself because he's useless.
God damn
I said, how does the whole thing went wrong? He said, first of all, after these import or whatever, he can't claim his car anymore. There was no money to claim the car. The one he got,
how much you want to go clear cars when the old money is now, like, you know, devalued and all of that. I'm talking about people who had a lot. This is what I've been trying to figure out. Okay, I'm talking about people who had businesses, who had a lot to lose. They were everywhere when that tribalism stuff was raging. Some were saying it openly. Do you want me to leave my own tribesman to go and vote for Igbo? And I was like, okay, go ahead. They've lost so much right now. People have lost so much, man, that word of mouth can't describe it.
Then after that, my friend just went home. He just came back like I think like 2-3 days ago, right? I was asking him. He lives in Abuja. I was asking him like, bros, how far? Do you know what my friend told me? He said, God, Christmas in Nigeria, it was like, he said, you don't ever go burial when young man died. But we just want to do better. He said, everybody is there. But everybody gather, but everybody is sad. He said, God, Christmas, you don't even feel the vibe. Say, Christmas. He said, 30 December. He said, God, this one on social media. Real life, they reflect like that. He said, at least I was there. And my friend told me, he said, guy, we made mistake to go invest for Nigeria. If this guy continue, he said, I'm regretting my life and my property. I can't, if I sell them, I'm not going to make anything. I lose. So the best, I will just keep it there. He told me, he said, Nigeria is on life support now. He said, anything that make Tinubu stay for another 8 years, Nigeria will die.
And I want him to, so everybody could die. So that those who survive, maybe they will get sense. Baba, thank you so much for sharing yourself with us tonight. See, true story, if I begin to show, I'll tell you, I mean, I did show some of them on this platform as well. Those who were like, they were disappointed, though. They thought that was like because of Lagos. I said, which Lagos? Are you mad? Which Lagos did he build? What did he do in Lagos? You know, it's the same Lagos. Like you are living in Lagos and you are joining people on social media to say thiefnubu build Lagos. They swear for you. Which Lagos? He generated revenue. I say IGR is what you call success, Abi. IGR, where you can take money from people, just take the money from them. Oh, Baba, let me take one more.
But another thing, we need to be checking all these Agbadorians that is calling me.
He has to spend 8 years. Don't worry. The rest, all of them will come back and begin to shout Yoruba Nation after. I trust. They are emergency lover of Nigeria right now. Okay.
One quick thing, bro. One quick thing, please. Quick thing.
Yeah.
You know, there is an interview I watched. It was in Yoruba. He said, if Tinubu know what is good, he need to divide this country now. Because if Tinubu do 8 years and leave, the Northerners coming.
Wait. Now, bias. When you see anybody, when you see anyone who says the best thing right now is for Tinubu to divide this country, it is an indirect way of saying, man, this wasn't what we expected. Though. Here you get. It is called bias remorse. When anybody will tell you that one right now, they are those who expected that Tinubu will do better. you get? Now that you know they do,
Right.
they will come, they try to say, if the best thing for Tinubu right now is they know say Tinubu no get power to divide Nigeria. They know. But it's just a biased remorse.
Because it's too compromised. Because the guy is too compromised. Oh, all right. Thank you for picking my call, man. I said today I
Thanks
was
so much for calling in, right? I enjoyed that chat, though.
Right. Thank
you, sir. You have a good one, okay? See, Mo will just sometimes, right? It will be like someone is not human enough, all right? When you say thiefnubu should do 8 years. You see those people who told you that give Bokwari chance, give Bokwari chance, give Bokwari chance, and Bokwari destroyed Nigeria. Now, some of them believe that thiefnubu will come, and once thiefnubu come, they will enjoy. Have you forgotten the time when people used to say, it will favor me and my family? And some will tell you that you are complaining because you hated thiefnubu. That's why you are complaining. That God, it will favor me and my family. I have not heard that in a while. How have you? It will favor me and my family. Because it's all about selfishness. If I am okay, then everything is fine. If others say they are not okay, that's their problem. As long as I am okay, it will favor me and my family. It will favor me and my family. Inflation favor you and your family. The last caller. Hello.
Hello. Good evening, Mayegun.
Good evening, sir. How are you?
I'm fine. I'm calling you from Maiduguri.
Yep, that's quite a place. Maiduguri. Borno?
Yes, sir.
Baba, you be strong man. Oh, how is Maiduguri?
Maiduguri is fine and not fine.
All right. I mean, it's fine and not fine. It's a mixed, sort of a mixed blessing, right? I can imagine. So, Baba,
yes, sir.
You are my last caller this evening, please.
Okay. I heard what all the callers have been saying. And as for me, I've been an obedient, but I will tell you that from the bottom of my heart, in 2027, if Nigeria did not separate, I'm going to vote Tinubu with all my passion.
From top
Tinubu.
to bottom.
I love Tinubu. God bless him.
Amen.
I love what is happening in Nigeria, and I'm enjoying it. Even though I'm crying, but I'm enjoying it. The whole thing is this. There are a lot of things both the South, the Southeast, and the Southwest don't know about Nigeria. I'm from Middle Belt, Benue State precisely.
Bless you.
Now, I'm from Idoma tribe precisely. If they mention the civil war of Nigeria now, the Igbo people will tell you that they suffered most. But I will tell you from the bottom of my heart, we that are sharing border with the Igbo people and the other part of Nigeria suffered most. Because my father, they destroyed our village during that Biafra war. Both the Nigerian soldiers are attacking us, the Igbo people are attacking us. The Ezza people of the Igbo people suffered most. Because even the Igbo people, we are attacking some of them. That's by the way. Last week, I discovered something. I discovered that almost 68% of Californium in the world is in Maiduguri. I happen to see it myself. The whole thing is this. Californium now, per gram, is $27 million. But it's so unfortunate that some persons in Nigeria are selling theirs at the rate of even 37 million naira per gram. Nigeria is so blessed. We are so blessed. The Middle Belt where I'm coming from, if Tinubu should separate us now, I'll be so happy because we have about almost 200 tribes just within the Middle Belt. And there is no part that you can say this part is for Hausa. There's no Hausa tribe in the Middle Belt. Hausa have just 5 states in Nigeria. They have Sokoto, Northern Kaduna, Katsina, and Jigawa, Zamfara. Yes. But Fulani have, there's no land entirely that you can point and say this is the land of Fulani in the entire Nigeria. But they are so much in charge because they have succeeded to coin a name called Arewa. Arewa simply means the people that follow the Sultan. So, in the Middle Belt, about 59% of the Middle Belt are Christians. In the far north, about 86% are Muslims. So even though we are talking about, okay, let them separate Nigeria, sometimes I think as a Christian, because I always try to imagine what will happen to our own fellow brothers. Because even the Hausas, they already know that in their life, I was in the bus 2 weeks ago in Maiduguri, coming back from work. Then there was this Fulani man that was with us. He was just insulting all the Hausa people in the bus, that they are slaves and they'll continue to be their slave forever.
Like our slaves, they do say that.
Openly, I was so shocked. He looked at me, he said, "Officer, is that not true?" I just shook my head. I put my head on the ground. I could not even respond.
Now I am actually still interested in why you said you love Tinubu and you will. What is that it is doing right now that seems to align with, or is that as like a payback for what you think?
Not a payback.
Okay.
Not a payback. Peter Obi, honestly of a truth, Peter Obi cannot do what Tinubu is doing that people don't know. Peter Obi is a man of peace, and Nigeria, we don't want peace. I myself, I don't want peace.
You want war.
When it happens, let it happen. Those that will survive, let them survive. The whole thing is this. The North cannot be having all the armories and everything here. The only time in which, oh God, you need to see money that is in Maiduguri. The money is just too much. To a point they don't even know how to spend it. Not for the poor. It's only people that understand what is going on. Oh God, the money is too much. Is it from the natural resources from the North? Nigerian gold is the highest even in Dubai.
That's right.
Now. Not to talk about this Californium that I told you that I saw with my eyes.
So pretty much
because
the reason why the insurgency, the terrorism is never going to end. It's all because the areas where they are chasing people away, they are the areas where people are carrying out this illegal mining and all of that, isn't it?
Yes. But one thing you should know about the Californium that the whole world don't know is that Californium is much more powerful than uranium. With a stone of Californium, if you carry Californium, it's not that heavy. I saw somebody on YouTube was holding Californium. He didn't even know that it's Californium. He was telling another YouTuber that how can a stone produce electricity and power somebody's house? I said, this boy don't know what he's holding. Californium, they use it to generate a lot of this thing. And the good thing about Californium is that if they can manage it very well, the amount of radioactive reaction in which they will get with plasma. I'm even suspecting that these orbs and all these things in America that they are using to power these their orbs, that they are saying UFO, is from California. The amount of energy in which you can generate from Californium, uranium cannot get it. You can't get it from uranium. And these are some of the things in which God has blessed Nigeria with. But a lot of persons, I'm telling you, the people that are in charge of all these things are politicians.
I know.
Real politicians, you see them telling you the price and they are selling it so cheap, 37 million naira per gram. That's what they are selling it. Just per gram, not kg, per gram.
I know. Anyway,
so these are some of the things.
Thank you so much. I really, really do wish that we have more time and I could probably hear more about what is going on from the side, okay? Hopefully, I'll be lucky next time to have you so that, yes, you can always help contribute to this conversation on this platform, okay? Just stay safe, right? And thank you so much for calling in.
Bye.
Good night, Baba.
No problem. Bye.
It is so late right now that in Nigeria, it is actually to 1 a.m. in Nigeria. I know that it is nearly 7 p.m. in America, or half 6. Sorry, half 5. Is it half 5 or nearly 6 o'clock in some other part of America as well? In other places, it is already very early in the morning, right? So thank you so much, everyone, for being part of this. Again, it's been a wonderful evening that gradually we tend to kind of be spending more time than the usual now on the program, but it's all worth it, okay? Thank you so much for your time. You can still like this broadcast just before you go, okay? Like it, share it. And I am going to see you again tomorrow. I don't even know how I'm going to do it, right? In 2 weeks' time, I'm going to be in the US. Now, I'm so used to our time here. But in America, right, the start time for Mayegun's Diary Political in most parts is always like 3 o'clock. No, sorry, 2 p.m., 3 p.m. Now, when I get to the US, if I start a program at 8 p.m., all of them will just be like watching Mayegun at 2 a.m. I don't know. We'll figure it out anyway. But it's also going to be like a break. So we shall figure it out, eh? Thank you so much for your time. Enjoy the rest of the evening, okay? And then good night from here.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun Diary Mayegun number one. Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun Diary Mayegun number one. Mayegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú. Mayegun Diary Mayegun number one. Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube. Mayegun Diary Mayegun number one. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí. Mayegun Diary Mayegun number one. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun Diary Mayegun number one. Bó bá ṣe eré àní Mayegun máa wí. Mayegun Diary Mayegun number one. Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun Diary Mayegun number one. Mayegun Diary Diary Political. Mayegun Diary Mayegun number one. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun. Mayegun Diary Mayegun number one. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o. Mayegun Diary Mayegun number one. Àní Mayegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun Diary Mayegun number one. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Bíjó ìgbádìyẹ. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Presido bá rúfin o. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Kí gómìnà kówó jẹ. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Ọlọ́pàá ti ń darí bá. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ̀. Oníkanṣá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣà ìtú wọn síta.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Tẹnitẹni ọmọ Máyégún ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́hún ṣọ́ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù. Lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù. Bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sì mọ́ bẹ̀. Èèpo ọ̀bọ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ ó ti dọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ fòyà. Àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o ó kó ẹni tó bá dán o àkàmù. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì o. Ẹni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.